You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key in Noonan, Georgia, home of Braves Country with Mac Magee and the Armchair Quarterbacks, weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern, right here on The Key and YouTube.com at Braves Country. Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves Country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves Country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves Country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Hey, Braves fans, I'm Mac Magee with Braves Country. We'll be right here on the Key all year long, giving you Braves Country baseball, pitch by pitch, inning by inning of your Atlanta Braves. Make sure to catch Braves Country right here on the Key. We go live 3 to 5. And we'll keep you up to date on the upcoming schedule for Braves Country. That's Braves Country HD and Braves Country Baseball right here on the Key. Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes not corn and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby, when pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said, just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a Cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, closed to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of 2 X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent Cy. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Hey, Braves Country! Braves Country HD is bringing you Braves Country Baseball all year long. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. We'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch, inning-by-inning of your Atlanta Braves. Braves Country comes to you every Tuesday night and Friday night, with 2 bonus games every week. Please like and subscribe to youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with 1 inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer curled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him, kill the umpire, shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With a smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two." "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey, and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Though somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves Country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves Country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves Country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Hey, Braves Country. Braves Country HD is bringing you Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country comes to you every Tuesday night and Friday night, and 2 bonus games every week. Hi, I'm Mac Magee, and we'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch of your Atlanta Braves. It's free to listen. Please like and subscribe. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Braves Country Baseball for the fans, by the fans. You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key in Noonan, Georgia.
You're in Braves Country.
All right. Hope you're ready. I'm ready. Braves went out there. That was huge last night, getting the 2-0 victory as Atlanta wins 2-0 against San Diego to start this off. And there wasn't a whole lot of offense, but one thing that I'll say that intrigued me was that I thought Vaughn Grissom played pretty well at short last night. He was solid. He didn't make any errors, and realistically, that's all we're looking for. But I thought he made a couple of decent plays, and hopefully the more and more that he's with Ron Washington, talked about this yesterday, but the more and more he's with Ron Washington, it can't hurt him Ron Washington is known as being one of, if not the best there is on how to coach infielders, because he'll get out there and do the work. Unlike others, Ron Washington is advanced age, will get out there, the fungo bat or whatever he needs to do. He'll get out there on his knees and just roll balls to guys, bounce ball to guys, get a or just get a bat out there and just bang them on the ground and have them practice repetition over and over and over. Because all you're doing is creating muscle memory. And he's one of the best there is, and it's mainly because he's dedicated to it. There's a lot of guys that don't want to get out there and do that. You get in the dog days of summer, who wants to get out there in the heat and roll around in the grass, right? But Ron Washington will do it. I am so glad that he has stayed on. I really thought I'm surprised someone has not nabbed him yet, has not taken him. I don't know about y'all, but I'm very, very surprised that he has not been stolen away, by somebody. But anyways, outside of that, the Braves win 2-0. They got 7 hits, only gave up 6 hits. They scored the 2 runs. Obviously, the big hit was the 2-run home run by Riley. And the top of our lineup, it is just Acuna, man. This guy's hitting 389 now. 3 for 5. If he stays healthy, mark my words, that is your MVP in the National League for 2023. Because I don't think anything is going to derail him. I don't see this kid, as talented as he is, going into a long slump. And so, obviously, injury shut him down 2 years ago. And then last year it's basically a season, let's be honest, where he was playing on one leg. And now we've got a guy who's going out there and healthy every day, knock on wood, and able to, and the thing is, if folks are paying attention, I don't know how many folks are really paying attention to this because it's so early in the season, but he's not just doing it with his bat. He's not doing it with his legs, just with his legs. He is absolutely killing it in the field as well. It has been absolutely impressive to me that he's able to do what he does, and you don't see. Oh, and by the way, can we talk about the fact that Vaughn Grissom was safe at third last night? What the hell was that? They replayed it. You could tell that Grissom was safe, and the throw to third by Murphy, he got him. He got him. They didn't give it to him because they basically said they didn't have enough evidence, right? But you could tell that he got him. Murphy knew it. Riley knew it. He got him. And then we couldn't end up challenging because we'd lost the challenge so early in the game. So Grissom ends up paying for that. But this team is playing so well right now that I don't think, barring anything crazy, they're not heading to the postseason, right? You got to think Atlanta's heading to the postseason. Now, the big thing to me is it's twofold. Not only do we want to make sure that we win the division, but I want home field. We haven't had that yet. I want home field. I want folks to have to come in to Truist Park, walk through that battery, and have to deal with the crazy, raucous crowd that is Atlanta Braves baseball. And I want them to have to come through there and beat us on our turf. Now, I know last year we had the home field advantage against Philadelphia, but that was a weird situation. And I still say, and I'll go to my grave saying this, the Braves were the better team. I think the Braves were the best team in the National League last year, if not the entire league. I think there's a very good chance Atlanta could have ended up winning the World Series, but they ran out of steam trying to chase down the Mets. This year, the great thing is we're not out there trying to chase them down. We're not 5 games back already, 7 games back, 10 games back. We all know how last year went. We're coming out playing well, and hopefully we can start getting some help. Tonight, the Dodgers are hosting the Mets again. I still don't understand how in the world the Dodgers didn't end up winning. Dustin May looked like junk for the first time all year. Dustin May's looked really good, and he just didn't have a good game last night. But tonight they got Kershaw on the mound. Not only do they have Kershaw, the Mets have McGill. And I think the Dodgers can get to him. The other thing is that you may not be aware of, Clayton Kershaw is going for his 200th career victory. And you know there's some extra oomph in there when you get on the, not just for him, but everybody out there on that field. They're going to be out there saying, essentially, we got to get this W for Kershaw. So hopefully we can get some help, because as we've gone on a 7-game winning streak, the Mets are on a 5-game winning streak. So, because when you look at it, the schedule, we're just about a week and a half away from having to go into a 4-game series in New York. And I'd like to have a cushion going on in there where you didn't feel like you had to win that series. Although I'm very much looking forward to that series. And depending on the start times, we're going to try to bring the whole thing to you. I just have to work out a couple of things. But anyways, tonight's game, Braves, Padres, we're going to be looking at a lot of things here. And Spencer Strider, to me, has got to get out there, and he's got to go. I want to see 6 innings out of Strider tonight. I don't want to see 4.5, 5 innings. His pitch counts through the roof. I want to see him to be able to put batters away. Would I love 7? We'd all love 7. But this guy got a big payday in the last year, right? Towards the end of the season. And one of the reasons why you're doing that is you're wanting to have a guy that is going to be an ace, a 1A, a 1B, whatever. With him and Fried, I believe stuff-wise are 1A and 1B. The thing about Fried, once everything's underneath him, Max Fried, no way, no how, doesn't expect to go 5, 6, 7 innings every time out. Now yesterday, he was coming back from the injury, so they were really kid-gloving it. But I will say this, a lot of guys wouldn't have went 5. And when he worked out of that mess in the second, and I heard a couple of shows where they were talking about how they were concerned about that. If you watch the game, and it makes you wonder sometimes if some of these people that react to Braves and whatnot, if they're actually watching the game. Are they watching the game, or are they watching the scorecard on a computer? Because if you watch the game, there was some unfortunate base hits in that inning. Little squibbler that hit Ozzie in the arm. Then you had the other one that dribbled through. I mean, there was just some bad luck. And look, that's a part of baseball. But it wasn't a situation where I was concerned because I was like, man, they're really hammering him. No. Just got dribblers on him. But you know what? He found a way out of it. And what I was most impressed by the entire thing was once he settled down after that second inning, it was like clockwork. What he put together after that second inning, he went on a run there where it was like, it was either 7, 8 consecutive batters that he put down. That's huge, because we had to lean on the bullpen quite a bit last night. You ended up getting Dylan Lee going 2 innings. Chavez got another hold. You know, that double play that Chavez induced was huge. Because if it was ever going to unravel, it was going to unravel right there. And then Minter came in lights out. I'm going to tell you right now, I know Iglesias, they're saying that Iglesias is getting some work in this week, and they hope to have him back in the near future. I don't know if Iglesias should be the closer. Minter has been phenomenal as a closer. Why mess with it? Maybe you go in there and you do matchups. Maybe you say, hey, and I'm totally fine with that. I do like it better than when you go into the postseason and one guy is your closer, just because it sets the tone and everybody knows their roles going into the game. There's no guessing. But if you have a situation where, let's say, the heart of a lineup and it's a bunch of right-handers, heavy right-handed bats. I'll take the Mets, for example. And you have, Pete Alonso, Marte. The switcher of Lindor is kind of a moot point, but you're hitting that part of the lineup, and that's the end of the game. Okay, I can see where Iglesias should be the guy. But AJ Minter, he's getting swing and miss stuff on righties, lefties. I mean, that fastball that he was placing last night that in the top corner on the right-handers, hitting the zone. Sometimes it's just off the zone, but hitting the zone. If you've ever stood there and taken a fastball right in your kitchen, especially in a big part of a game like that, that is so hard for the pitcher to place that. But the other thing is, it is hard to lay off it. You see it coming at you. You don't have enough time to sit there and think, is this a strike? You're just like, I got to try to stay alive. And it gets on you in a hurry. He was hitting 97 last night repeatedly. And the way the ball just explodes out of his hand, I don't want to mess with it right now. I would love to see them bring Iglesias back and work him in to the 8th inning type deal. The other thing is, looks like tonight in Rome, you're going to have Colin McHugh come back for the Braves. Remember his minor injury. Most people believe a lot of these are ghost injuries. They may be, because sometimes I think it's really just to give guys some innings off, right? Some days off. I don't think there's anything wrong with it either. When you're talking about trying to navigate through a 162 game season, and some of these relievers, it's not the innings that blow you away at the end of the year. You'll see a guy, oh, okay, well, he did 72 innings, but he had 83 appearances. You're talking about every other day, right? Every other day. And so to me, the whole thing is just crazy that I've heard some folks complaining about, well, they need to get rid of the ghost injuries and they need to have longer ILs. I think the 10-day IL is perfect. They essentially do it in football, and we know they do it in basketball. It's called load management. But in football, all the time, you'll see a guy that'll take a game off, especially in college football, but even in the NFL, where a game where they feel like that they want a guy fresher for the following week because it's a division matchup. So all of a sudden, your starting left tackle isn't playing in a game, and you'll hear him reference, oh, if this was the playoffs, I'd be playing. And a lot of the fans will get mad, go, well, then get out there. They're trying to make it through an entire season, and they're trying to prevent big injuries. I don't know if I believe this or not, but I'm hearing and seeing and reading that Colin McHugh very well could be back with us on Friday when we take on the Astros. And if you missed it yesterday, Lucas Litgay, he went on the phantom IL as well. What they call left bicep inflammation. You wonder if they had to sit up there and practice that, right? Like routine. Snicker comes up and goes, okay, we're going to put you on for left arm inflammation. You got that? You got it memorized? Because you're going to get 3 or 4 questions. You want to make sure that you're saying the same thing we're saying. And he'll go down on the farm, or he may not even be asked to do a stint. Because normally these relievers, when they do come back from the IL, it's usually just one appearance and then they're back up. My only question mark with McHugh is how they can navigate it as long as they want. They can take their time. So do you want to rush him back, or do you want to give him a few more innings off? Is it more important to have him back against Houston, which I get it. Houston's good. Defending World Series champions, they're better than good. But is it more important to have him fresh for then, or is it more important to have him fresh a week later when we go to New York to face the Mets in a 4-game series? So that's the only reason why I'm a little skeptical on that whole thing. But tonight's game, Strider versus Snell, the Braves have pounded left-handed batting. We know that. We know that we should put up some runs on Snell. When you look at the bats that the Braves will have out there going against the left-handed bats, the left-handed arm, against Snell. I mean, I'm looking for big games out of Acuna, obviously, Riley, obviously. But what about Ozzie Albies? I'd like to see him slug into one because we all know his power is better on the right-hand side of the plate. Murphy's been unreal against left-handed pitching. And Vaughn Grissom. And look, going to point out the obvious, but we are over 2 weeks into this season. Marcell Ozuna is below the Ozuna line, as they're calling it now. Ozuna line meaning batting 100, which is half of what the Mendoza line is. How to be on this team? Do they fly him back to Atlanta with them and then part ways? I really do. Because it sounds like there's a very good opportunity for Michael Harris to be back sooner than later. Most people are pointing to Friday against the Astros. When they bring him up, there's essentially two thoughts on this. You can go either way. Either way, neither one of these guys didn't need to be starting at that point. You can send Eli White back down because he's not out of options. Or you can keep Eli White for his base running and his defense, which you can't say that about Ozuna, and DFA Ozuna. I mean, Eli White's at least hitting the Ozuna line. He's hitting 100. We know there's nothing special there. By the way, Jordan Luplow did get picked up by the Toronto Blue Jays, in case you missed that. So Luplow is off the market, but that's not really that big of a loss for the Braves. But Sam Hilliard, he's playing really well. When Harris comes back, we know darn good and well Sam Hilliard deserves at bats. You've got Eddie Rosario, who, look, I'm not ready to give up on Eddie. I think he's got a solid left-handed bat, and I think he's going to be important to have down the stretch when we get towards postseason or even trying to win this division. I think there's big at bats from the left-hand side of the plate that we need Eddie on it. But if I'm constructing it right now, you could. I used to push back on it because I just never thought there was any single way in the world they were just going to give up, considering the money that's being spent on Ozuna, that they would just DFA him. But enough is enough. This guy is going up there. He's not even giving you good at bats. And I get it. He got the one base hit yesterday. He got a double. But he's not swinging a good bat. And him hitting that double, to me, does not make him more valuable than what Eli White can bring, or when Travis d'Arnaud comes up. Because when Travis d'Arnaud comes off the IL, you're going to have a real decision to make between d'Arnaud and Michael Harris coming off the ILs, The real question is going to be, how does Ozuna survive that? And I don't think he does. Final score prediction time. I'm going to take the Braves, putting some runs up on Blake Snell and the Padres tonight. Give me 6 for Atlanta, and I think Strider's going to go out there and give us 6-7 strong innings. The bullpen's going to do its job. We'll hold them to a few. How about Braves 6, Padres 2, and we win the series, and we tie up the season series with a chance of sweeping tomorrow and a chance of winning the season series tomorrow, which we'll have that for you as well. All right, grab yourself a cold one, Braves Country. Braves Country Baseball coming to you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves out on the left coast.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its world championship.
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America. You get in a ballpark, and it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary, and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season, and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
A room in right center. If he hits one there, we can dance in the streets. The 2-1. Swung line drive left field. One run is in. Here comes Brave. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win. Braves win.
you're in Braves country.
We're down to one strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first. And here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose what stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight? For the ramparts we once were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Play ball. Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. We are live, and the scene is Petco Park in San Diego, California, where we're set to bring you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. Here are your starting lineups for today's action. Starting in right field and leading off for your Atlanta Braves, Ronald Acuna Jr., who's batting .389 on the young season, 3 home runs, 11 RBI. Batting second and playing first base, Matt Olson, .299 with 5 home runs and 17 RBI. Austin Riley batting third, playing third, 4 home runs, 11 RBI, including the 2-run home run last night. It was all the Braves needed for the 2-0 victory. He's batting .317. Batting cleanup with 3 home runs, 13 RBI, and .255 behind the dish, it's Sean Murphy. Number 5 hitter, Ozzie Albies, playing second base, 3 home runs, 11 RBI. Vaughn Grissom is your shortstop, batting .313 on the year with 2 RBI. Kevin Pillar is in left field, batting .227. Marcell Ozuna, the designated hitter, batting 8th at .091. And Eli White, batting 100, the number 9 hitter, and playing center field. On the mound for your Atlanta Braves, Spencer Strider, 1-0 with a 3.38 ERA, a 1.19 whip, 27 strikeouts across 16 innings pitched. He will face, in the bottom of the first, when the Padres grab the bats, leading off and playing center field, Trent Grisham, batting .222 with 4 home runs. Manny Machado, batting second and playing third, .239 with a home run. Juan Soto is batting third and playing left field, batting .164, 3 home runs, 7 RBI. Xander Bogaerts, a robust .362, 4 home runs, 10 RBI, and a stolen base. He's the shortstop and the cleanup hitter tonight. Carpenter is the designated hitter, batting .167 with a home run and 6 RBI. Cronenworth, batting .207, 3 home runs, 8 RBI, and playing first base. Kim is the number 7 hitter, playing second base, batting .236 with 2 home runs. Rougned Odor is the right fielder, batting .136, and Sullivan is behind the plate. He'll be receiving pitches from Blake Snell, who's 0-2 on the year, a .692 ERA, and a 2.15 whip. 13 innings and 16 strikeouts. Your umpires for tonight, behind home plate, Chad Whitson. First base umpire, Roberto Ortiz. Manning second will be Rob Drake, and Bill Miller will guard the third base line. Line for tonight is Atlanta -140. The over-under run line, 7.5. So those are your starting lineups. We're getting set for Braves Country Baseball. Grab yourself a cold one and find you an armchair. We're just about set wherever you are in Braves Country. It's a great night for baseball here in San Diego. Atlanta Braves wearing the home grays with the Atlanta across the chest in red, numerals in red, the letters in navy, and the tomahawk underneath Atlanta. They're going up against the Padres, who are wearing their home whites, pinstripes, brown lettering, yellow outline, brown hats, yellow lettering, and Padres across the chest. We're just about set here for Braves Country Baseball. Hope y'all are having a good night out there in Braves Country. Always good to see folks out there, and always curious where you're listening from. So if you want to chime in and tell us where you're listening from in Braves Country, we go worldwide. We got folks in Japan. We've got folks listening on a daily basis in Australia. The first pitch is on the way, and it's baseball time in Braves Country. First pitch misses low underneath the knees of Ronald Acuna Jr. as the sun is starting to fade in over home plate. The 1-0 pitch right there on the outer edge called for a strike. Ronald Acuna Jr. coming into the game, batting .389. Lefty-righty matchup. 3 home runs on the year. The 1-1 down below the knees. And it's 2-1. Braves nothing. Padres nothing. Game is just getting started. The 2-1 right there at the knees over the plate. Good pitch by Snell. Evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2 delivery. Swung on and fouled back out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. Oklahoma, Greensboro, Georgia, Vegas, Florida. All right. Braves Country worldwide. The 2-2 pitch to Acuna. Swung on and rolled over, foul towards the third base bag. We'll do it up again at 2-2. We all know the Braves have hit very well against lefties. Blake Snell kicks, winds, and deals, and fastball misses top of the zone. Did he go around? First base umpire Roberto Ortiz says that he did. I don't know about that. We'll have to take a second look at that. Look very, I don't know. That was a home cooking call right there is what we'll call that. That was borderline at best. So there's one away, and that'll bring up the left-handed bat of Matt Olson. He's got the sun right in his eye the way the home plate lets in the sun. The first pitch on the way is a fastball right there for a strike, and it's 0-1. A little strange that they built the stadium the way they did. You don't normally see the sun blasting the hitter in the face. The 0-1 pitch right there across the plate about belt high for a strike. It's quickly 0-2. Matt Olson resets and digs in. The 0-2 pitch to Olson. Swung on and hit high, but not very deep. It's playable into right field. Underneath it is Odor for out number 2. Rognan Odor, yes, it's the same Rognan Odor that famously got in the fight years ago with Jose Bautista when he was with the Rangers. Formerly a second baseman, he's playing right field tonight. So that'll bring Austin Riley to the plate. Austin Riley drove in the only 2 runs of the game last night. Takes the first pitch for a strike at the knees. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on and fouled down the line. Do it again. It's 0-2. Snell kicks, turns, and twists, and fastball misses high and out of the zone, 95 miles an hour. About letter high, but well out of the zone. It's 1-2. Braves looking to win the series. If they win tonight, they would tie up the season series. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball misses outside. It's 2-2. The 2-2 delivery from Snell. On the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Austin Riley went fishing, and that'll end the inning. So a 1-2-3 to start the game. Spencer Strider will come to the mound. You're listening to Braves Country Baseball.
Max, a woman in my section wants to know if we do anything gluten-free. What do I tell her? Tell her she's not allergic to gluten. She's just masking an eating disorder.
Who wins in a cage match of Ronda Rousey and Bruce Jenner versus Ronda Rousey and Bruce Jenner or Caitlyn Jenner versus Michael Sam and Ray Rice? Well, I tried to make it as even as possible.
Armchair.
Hey, Braves fans, I'm Mac Magee with Braves Country. We'll be right here on the key all year long, giving you Braves Country Baseball, pitch by pitch, inning by inning of your Atlanta Braves. Make sure to catch Braves Country right here on the key. We go live 3 to 5, and we'll keep you up to date on the upcoming schedule for Braves Country. That's Braves Country HD and Braves Country Baseball right here on the key.
Listen, that's a bunch of hooey, that soft and cuddly feeling. We're going to hug a thug, and if we give them, another popsicle and an icy and a day out at the park, they're going to be good. Y'all need to wake up. They'll eat your ice cream on Saturday and shoot up the rivals on Saturday night.
I heard that this year we at Harvard won the baseball championship because we have a pitcher who has a fine curveball. I am further instructed that the purpose of the curveball is to deliberately deceive the batter. Harvard is not in the business of teaching deception. Charles Eliot, president of Harvard College.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Spencer Strider steps in. Atlanta once again in the road grays with Atlanta across the chest in red, tomahawk underneath. And Strider settles in there at the top of the mound, getting ready for Grisham, who appears now set. Righty-lefty matchup. Here's the first pitch from Strider, and it's a fastball down below the knees. Taken for a ball. It's 1-0. 97 miles an hour from Strider. The 1-0 from Strider. Swung on and hammered foul. Plenty foul. It's 1-1. Trent Grisham batting .222, 4 home runs, 5 RBI. The 1-1 pitch right there for a strike. Looked like the slider buckled Grisham a little bit. It's 1-2. What else do we have here? We've got Beverly Hills, Florida. The 1-2 pitch swung on. That ball's hit high and deep down the line. Is it fair? It's foul. Just foul. Hard to tell. That hugged the line. It looked like it might have bent around the pole, but it is just foul. It actually faded. Once it got behind behind the foul pole, it actually faded almost into fair territory. Excuse me. So a loud strike. Trent Grisham. Of course, this is not the first time the Padres have seen Strider. He was on that one. The 1-2 pitch. Off the plate wide, changeup misses. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch on the way, swung on and just got a piece of it. Stays alive. We'll do it again at 2-2. The 2-2 delivery from Strider on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. Buckled him with that 85-mile-an-hour slider, just could not make contact with it, and there's one away. So Strider gets rolling here after a near home run. That'll bring up the dangerous bat of Manny Machado. Machado stands at the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Manny Machado off to a slow start this year, batting .239. 1 home run, 7 RBI. The 1-0 swung on and fouled straight back. 98 miles an hour, top shelf, and it's 1-1. Keep you abreast of all the action going on. Miami beat San Francisco earlier, so they're 3.5 out now. The 1-1 pitch swung on and corkscrewed over just past the mound. Strider's going to scoop it in his glove and hustle over to first and make the out. So it's an unassisted put out by the pitcher. It's a good thing that he just kept running because Olsen was trying to cover over there and he was in no man's land as that ball was put in a very, very awkward place just past the pitcher's mound, and Strider's foot speed was the difference. So that'll bring Juan Soto to the plate. He's off to a slow start himself, batting .164. He does have 3 home runs. The first pitch on the way to Soto is in the dirt for a ball. It's 1-0. Soto digs in. The 1-0 pitch just misses off the plate. Slider missing inside above the knees. It's 2-0. Soto is 4 for 19 with a home run versus Atlanta this year. The 2-0 down below the knees, ball 3. It's 3-0. Seems like Strider is pitching around Soto. Don't know how great of an idea that is. Xander Bogaerts lingers on deck. The 3-0 down and inside, ball 4. It's a 4-pitch walk to keep the inning alive for Xander Bogaerts, who is off to the best start of any of the Padres hitter. Bogaerts hitting .362 on the year from the right side of the plate. Of course, he came over via free agency from the Boston Red Sox. a 10-10 OPS. The first pitch on the way is a fastball on the outer edge, 97 on the black. It's 0-1. 4 home runs, 10 RBI. Power hitting shortstop, signed a $300 million plus contract. The 0-1 pitch on the outer edge just kisses the black. 97 throwing darts out there. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Xander to Xander, and on the way swung on and just got a piece of that to stay alive. Tried to fool him with the slider. We'll do it again at 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Righty-righty matchup. Strider flips and turns, and did he get Soto? That was a quick play. They're going to say he was underneath the tag, but that not by much. He was leaning a little bit, and Strider turned and flipped it. Perfect timing. Just about got him on the hip. Good throw over there, too. The 0-2 pitch. Swung on and got him. Strike 3. 98 miles an hour. Sit down. That'll end the inning. So the Padres get one on, but fail to score. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I don't know. You know, it seems like bad things are always happening to me. Like I have bad luck or something.
Son, you don't have bad luck. The reason that bad things happen to you is because you're a dumbass.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. When Mickey Mantle was a young prospect, he went to St. Louis to try out for the Browns. But because of his scrawniness and overall unimpressive physical appearance, the Browns didn't even let him on the field. Little did they know, they had just turned away one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves Country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves Country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves Country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE.
People who long for the good old days before ball players got rich should have been a ball player back then. It was hard. They slept 2 to a bed often in the hotels. In fact, Rube Waddell's bunkmate required Connie Mack to put in his contract that Rube Waddell was not allowed to eat crackers in bed.
One of the crosses that Connie Mack had to bear was Rube Waddell of Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. When he went to sign Rube to his first contract, he was met at the station in Punxsutawney by all the town leaders as he and Rube were about to get on the train. And Mack was terrified that they had come to to tell Rube not to sign for so little money, or that they wanted to keep him for the local team. And one of them stepped forward and said, "Mr. Mack, we're here to thank you for getting him off of our hands."
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball on Braves Country HD. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Blake Snell will grab the ball and go back to work, and the first pitch is down below the knees to Sean Murphy. Taken for a ball, it's 1-0. Sean Murphy batting .255, 3 home runs, 13 RBI, a 10-12 OPS. The 1-0 to the righty from the lefty. Down below the knees, it's 2-0. Misses below the knees back-to-back with fastballs, both low 90s. The 2-0 pitch. Top shelf, missed out of the zone, but they're going to call that a strike. Chad Whitson with the high strike zone tonight, and it's 2-1. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Evens up the count at 2-2. Took something off of that one. The 2-2 delivery from Snell down below the knees. Tried to get him to go fishing. And it's a full count to Sean Murphy. The 3-2 delivery inside, ball 4, and Sean Murphy works himself aboard to start your second inning. So that'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate. Ozzie batting from the right side tonight with the lefty on the hill. Open stance from Ozzie. The first pitch is a swing and a miss, 94 miles an hour on the outer edge. It's 0-1. You can't think Braves and Padres without thinking of those famous fights in the 1980s. The 0-1 pitch swung on and fouled back out of play. We'll do it again at 0-2. The 0-2 delivery from Snell. In the dirt. Good take by Ozzie. Tried to get him to chase after one there below the ankles. The 1-2 pitch from Snell. He kicks and fires in the dirt again. Same pitch, same result. Curveball in the dirt. Back to back, and each time Ozzie recognized it. So we got a 2-2 count here in the top of the second. The 2-2 delivery. On the way to Ozzie, swung on. That ball is rifled down the line. Plenty foul. And we'll do it again. Standing on deck is Vaughn Grissom. The 2-2 from Snell. He kicks and fires, and that ball is swung on and hit high and deep into right field, going back on the track, slamming into the wall, but making the catch is Odor, and well off the bag is Murphy. He has to come back around, and the throw is on the way to first. He'll just beat the throw as it was off target. Heck of a play by Rognan Odor. I was wondering how he was going to play right field tonight, as he came up traditionally as a second baseman. That was a heck of a play and a heck of a throw. So 1 out. Ozzie just missed a home run by just a few feet. First pitch on the way to Grissom is right there at the knees. Fastball. And it's 0-1. Vaughn Grissom, 313 with a 728 OPS, 2 RBI. The 0-1 to Vaughn. Swung on. That ball is rifled up the middle. That is an absolute scalding shot into center field. A one-hopper to the center fielder, Grissom. Murphy will move up 90 feet, and you got runners on first and second and one away. He hit that ball on the screws. Snell just a hair late from getting his glove up, which would have been a miraculous defensive play. But instead, Atlanta's got something cooking. Runners on first and second, one away. And Kevin Pillar comes to the plate. First pitch on the way to Pillar is a swing and a miss. Changeup on the outer edge, and it's 0-1. Kevin Pillar batting .227, 1 RBI. On deck, Marcell Ozuna. In the hole, Eli White. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Change up again out in front of it, and it's 0-2. Bottom of the Braves lineup with the injuries really has been a struggle. The 0-2 pitch on the way, swung on. That ball is hammered down the left field line. Is it fair? It is fair, and it is over the wall. A ground rule double, and the Atlanta Braves lead it 1-0. Kevin Pillar did not miss that one. He went change up, then tried to sneak the fastball by him, and Pillar absolutely roasted it in the corner. One hopper over the short left field wall here at Petco Park, and it's 1-0 Atlanta. So that'll bring Marcell Ozuna to the plate with runners on second and third and just one away. A fly ball would give us a run. First pitch on the way to Marcell is a swung on grounder. Rolled it gently over towards the on deck circle on the third base side. It's 1-1. Marcell Ozuna does have a career home run against Blake Snell. The 1-1 pitch swung on, and that ball's banged off his leg. Similar pitch, almost exact same pitch, exact same location, change up on the outer edge, and it's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch on the way, swing, and corkscrew foul towards first base, just past the line. He stays alive. It's 1-2. You tell Ozuna was actually trying to shoot it over there. You got to give him credit for that. He was pointing the bat in that direction. The 1-2 delivery swung on and fouled back. A fastball. Looks like it came off the mask of Sullivan. Sullivan, by the way, got called up today. Rookie for the Padres behind the plate. The 1-2 pitch off the plate wide. Change up missing. It's 2-2. Brett Sullivan behind the plate tonight from Stockton, California. Drafted by the Tampa Bay Rays in 2015, went to Pacific College. So here's the 2-2 to Marcell. On the way, swung on and popped up. And it's going to drift into shallow left field underneath it. Making the play is Soto. And it was such a high pop fly and such a short pop fly that it barely got past the shortstop area. The infield was in. So Soto was the one that corralled it, was almost standing on second base when he made the catch, so the runner stayed put. So that'll bring Eli White to the plate. Eli White batting just 100. No home runs, no RBI, a 350 OPS. First pitch on the way to White from Snell is high and inside. It's 1-0. Padres infield goes back a little bit. Now they are playing White to pull. The 1-0 pitch swung on and fouled out of play. 94-mile-an-hour fastball on the outer edge. It's 1-1. Braves 1, Padres nothing. Braves scored just moments ago. A ground rule double by Pilar. The 1-1 pitch in the dirt. Did he go around? Doesn't look like he did. They checked down the line, and first base umpire Ortiz this time says he did not go around. So the count is in Eli's favor. It's 2-1. Runners on second and third. 2 away. 2-1 pitch. Swing and bangs it off the plate right into his instep, and we'll do it again. It's now 2-2. Quick look around the league. A's and Cubs are just getting underway. The 2-2 pitch. High and out of the zone. It's 3-2. Ronald Acuna Jr. stands on deck. So you got to figure White's going to get something to hit here. He doesn't want to walk the bases loaded. The 3-2 pitch swung on, and that ball has hit high and not very deep. Making the catch in center field is Grisham, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Braves put one on the board. It's 1-0 Atlanta. We head to the bottom of the second.
Leave me alone. I'm a happily married man. There's no way you're happy. You have 2 kids. Your wife is a disaster. I'm going to take matters into my own hands. I will show her this. She will divorce you. You will become my brother forever.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. AL MVP Shohei Ohtani was not only a great hitter in 2021, but also a solid pitcher. A stat to show this is that in high leverage situations, Ohtani had the highest OPS as a hitter, and he held hitters to the lowest OPS as a pitcher. This means that Shohei was the clutchest hitter and pitcher.
George Edward Rube Waddell may have been the strangest man ever to play in the big leagues. A farmer's son from Punxsutawney, Pennsylvania. He possessed a fastball fearsome enough and a curve wicked enough to lead the American League in strikeouts for 6 straight years and to outpitch Cy Young for 20 innings. But it was his personality that most people remembered. He poured ice water on his arm before he pitched because he said otherwise he'd burn up the catcher's glove. And when he won a game, he sometimes turned cartwheels on the mound. He drank too much. The Sporting News called him the Southpaw, and he couldn't quite remember how many women he'd married. Between seasons, Waddell wrestled alligators and toured in a vaudeville melodrama, The Stain of Guilt. On the field, his attention tended to wander. Opponents could break his concentration by holding up puppies or bright, shiny toys. He loved fires, and when a fire bell clanged, he had to be restrained from leaving the game to chase the fire engine. Exasperated teammates and opposing players never knew what he'd do next, but fans loved him.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Braves lead at 1-0. The first pitch on the way to Matt Carpenter is a fastball high and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Carpenter batting 167. The 1-0 from Strider. Outside just misses 97 miles an hour just off the plate. It's 2-0. Two-0 pitch. Right there, outer edge, slider. Got the strike, and it's 2-1. Spencer Strider, 40.5 strikeout percentage, the highest in major leagues. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball inside, misses. It's 3-1. The 3-1. Off the plate wide, ball 4. And it's a 5-pitch walk to start the second. Second free pass of the night for Strider. So that'll bring Cronenworth to the plate. Cronenworth batting 207, 3 home runs. First pitch on the way is a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, top shelf. Good pitch. Right there for a strike, it's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Slider top of the zone. Cronenworth came out of his shoes on that one. It's 0-2. The 0-2 on the way. Swung on and fouled back out of play over the third base duckout. Second deck, and we'll do it again at 0-2. Braves 1, Padres nothing. Bottom of the second inning. Here's the 0-2 pitch, swung on and fouled away. Just stayed alive on the 97-mile-an-hour heater in the top shelf. Do it once again at 0-2. You got a runner on first, nobody out. The 0-2 delivery from Strider. He winds up, kicks and deals. Fastball swung on and hammered down the third base line, but plenty foul into the camera well. Real quick on your scoreboard, Rangers all over the Royals 12-2. Blue Jays 4-0 over the Astros in the 7th. Diamondbacks and Cardinals, Arizona 8-4 in the 7th. The 0-2 pitch from Strider. Swung on, and that ball's lifted into left field. Is that going to get down? Sliding catch by Pilar, and he's the man of the hour right now with the RBI double and a good defensive play. Runner runs back to first. No chance to tag up on that one, and there's one away. Mets and Dodgers just got going. They're in the first, scoreless. Phillies beat the White Sox 7-4. The White Sox came back in the second game and beat them 3-0. So split doubleheader in Chicago. First pitch on the way to Kim, the second baseman, takes it for a strike. Slider about knee high. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Kim. Swung on and misses way out in front. Strider took something off of that one. Looked like the changeup. And it's 0-2. Oh, 2 from Strider. Murphy sets up outside, just off the plate. Misses wide. And it's 1-2. The 1-2 from Spencer. Here's the pitch. Fastball misses high and out of the zone. About letter high. Evening up the count at 2-2. Earlier tonight, the Atlanta Hawks lost to the Boston Celtics to go 2 games down in the Eastern Conference first round. The 2-2 pitch. Off the plate, wide, ball 3. So you got a full count now. Strider, who once had it up to 0-2, has now worked it full. This has been one of his biggest issues. Wasting pitches. The 3-2 pitch swung on and popped up, but fouling out of play. Do it again with a full count. So a full count to Kim. Runner on first, one away. Strider spins, flips, and tries to catch Matt Carpenter napping over at first, but no such luck. Will reset. Braves lead at 1-0 here in the bottom of the second, one away. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Blew it right by him. I think Kim was asking the umpire whether or not that was in the strike zone. It definitely was. It was about knee high and on the inner part of the plate. I think he might have been looking for something off speed because it caught him absolutely flat-footed, and there's 2 away. So that'll bring Rognit Odor, who's definitely saved a run already with his great play at the wall. First pitch on the way to Odor is a fastball on the outer edge. Kisses the black for a strike. It's 0-1. Rognit Odor batting 136, 2 RBI, a 497 OPS. The 0-1 whistles it right by him, 97 miles an hour. Just gets it on the edge of the plate. And I mean barely on the edge of the plate. It's 0-2. What a nice pitch by Spencer. 38 pitches so far. Here comes number 39. Fastball misses outside high. It is 0-2. Might have actually been the changeup there. It was only at 89. Just looked straight like a fastball when it first came out. The 1-2 pitch. On the way in the dirt. Good take by Odor. Evening up the count at 2-2. So deuces are wild. Runner on first here in the bottom of the second. 2 away. A 2-2 count. standing on deck, the number 9 hitter Sullivan. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. Got him with the slider around the ankles. And we'll head to the top of the third and the top of the order coming to the plate.
Oh no. What? Oh boy. This isn't my bad, guys.
Oh my God, Ruffy!
Get out of here. Go. No, it's okay. It's okay.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. There have been 4 times where a player to be named later was themselves. For example, in 2005, John McDonald was traded from the Blue Jays to the Tigers for a player to be named later. 4 months later, the trade was completed when McDonald was reacquired by the Blue Jays as the player to be named later.
Hey, Braves Country. Braves Country HD is bringing you Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country comes to you every Tuesday night and Friday night and 2 bonus games every week. Hi, I'm Mac Magee. We'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch of your Atlanta Braves. It's free to listen. Please like and subscribe. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Braves Country Baseball for the fans, by the fans.
Sunday would come and the little park would be packed way before game time. Everybody wanting to see the great Rube Waddell pitch. Nowhere to be found. Manager'd be having a fit. And then just a few minutes before the game time, there'd be a commotion in the grandstand. You'd hear people laughing and yelling, "Here comes Rube! Here comes Rube!" And there he'd come right through the stands. He'd jump down onto the field, cut across the infield, the clubhouse, taking off his shirt as he went. In about 3 minutes, he never wore any underwear. He'd run back out in uniform and yell, "All right, let's get him." Sam Crawford.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball on Braves Country HD. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back here to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead at 1-0. The first pitch of Ronald Acuna Jr. is down below the knees for a ball. It's 1-0. Acuna 0 for 1 with the strikeout. The 0-1 pitch swung on and grounded foul down the third base line, evening up the count at 1-1. Oklahoma, Northwest Georgia. Welcome in, Braves Country. The 1-1 pitch, down below the knees and out of the zone. It's 2-1. The 2-1 delivery to Acuna, swung on and grounded over to the right side, picked up and grabbed by Cronenworth. Snell's covering the bag, and he'll just get Acuna by about a step. And there's one away. Blake Snell was covering it all the way, but I don't think he realized those footsteps are getting as close as they were. He hit the bag and turned around. It was kind of like, whoa, Acuna about outran me there. So that'll bring Matt Olson to the plate. He flew out in the first. The first time the sun was in his face, that is no longer the case. First pitch on the way is a swing and a missed strike, and it's 0-1. Pitch was on the outer edge. The 0-1 to Olson. Down below the knees, it's 1-1. One delivery from Snell out of the zone wide. Good take by Olson. It's 2-1. The 2-1 delivery. Snell kicks and deals. Swing and a miss. Evening up the count at 2-2. Austin Riley stands on deck. And pitch in the dirt wide. trying to get him to chase that slider. So now you got a full count, one away, nobody on. Austin Riley on deck. Snell lets it go, and right there at the knees, called strike 3. Matt Olson was caught looking, not sure what he was looking for, but he pumped it right by him. 4-seam fastball at the knees, 94 miles an hour, and there's 2 away. Not sure if he actually hit his mark because the catcher was set up. Sullivan was set up on the outer edge a little bit. Kind of had to backhand that. First pitch on the way to Riley is a swing and a miss just below the zone. It's 0-1. The 0-1 on the way to Riley, swung on and grounded foul. 0-2. The 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Good take by Riley. Tried to get him to swing at that one again. Instead, he runs it to 1-2. The 1-2 to Riley. On the way, swung on it, fouls it straight back up against the screen. So you got a 1-2 count to Riley. Blake Snell is about to deliver pitch number 60 here in the third. The 1-2 swung on. That ball is rifled down the line, just foul. Probably 7 feet away from a 2-bagger. Braves 1, San Diego 0. The Kevin Pillar RBI ground rule double. The 1-2 to Riley. On the way, swing, and just got a piece of that one. Change up at 88. It's 1-2. Same 2 teams are back at it tomorrow. 4:10 first pitch. We'll have the call. The 1-2 out of the zone high. It's 2-2. Standing on deck, Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy scored the run after walking in the second. The 2-2 in the dirt. And it's a full count to the rake. So you got a 3-2 count to Riley. 2 away. Here's the windup and pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Outer edge changeup. Riley slams the bat and we'll head to break. We'll be back in a flash. The number 9 hitter in the top of the order due up for San Diego.
Lastly, before I open the bar in the morning, I always make sure to turn on the Coors sign, let people know we got Ice Delicious Coors in the bar, and then that's the last thing I do.
That sign does not say Coors.
Come outside. Come outside. Come outside.
It's closed.
It says closed. Okay. Yeah, right. I can see that now. But, you can't really read it from the inside.
You can't read it from the outside.
All right.
It all starts with just one thing. When recycling, rinse out jars and cans, and avoid recycling wax paper or paper soiled with food. This will reduce recycling contamination. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
Today we're going to talk about crazy stats. Both Cecil and Prince Fielder ended their careers with 319 home runs. They both made their major league debuts at the age of 21. They both had 1 season with 50 or more home runs, 1 season with 40 or more home runs, and 4 seasons with 30 or more home runs. Exactly 40% of their hits went for extra base hits, and 22% of the balls they put into play were line drives. And that's not all. They also matched each other with 97 two-out home runs, 49 fourth-inning home runs, 29 fifth-inning home runs, and 18 ninth-inning home runs.
Players like Waddell, with their drinking, with their bad acting, with their inability to take their profession seriously, they came to baseball in its early years in very large numbers because baseball, though popular, was outside social norms. The instability of a career where you might work for a year or two and then be gone, the jumping from team to team, seemed to be suited toward individuals who couldn't fit as well in the rest of society. Now, it helped in the case of Rube Waddell and many of these other sociopathic figures. That in addition to being sociopaths, they also had incredibly strong arms or very good batting eyes.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead at 1-0. Strider goes back to work, and the first pitch misses the top of the zone for a ball. It's 1-0. The rookie Sullivan getting his first major league at bat. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball on the way and outside. Wide, 96 miles, way off the plate. It's 2-0. Brett Sullivan hit .270 with 1 home runs and 6 RBI last year in the minors. The 2-0 pitch. Fastball on the outer edge. Strike one. It's 2-1. The 2-1 delivery. Swing, and that ball is lifted down the left field line, and making the running catch is Kevin Pillar in the corner, and there's one away. Good defensive play by Pillar. Second good play by him tonight. So that'll bring the top of the order to the plate. Trent Grisham, who narrowly missed a home run the last time up, takes the first pitch inside for a strike. Slider on the inner edge. It is 0-1. Trent Grisham went on to strike out in that at bat, but he narrowly missed one that he lifted down the right field line, just bent past the foul pole. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 98 miles an hour, just past the kneecaps, and it's 0-2. The 0-2 from Strider. Swung on and missed, strike three. 98 miles an hour, right down Main Street. And there's 2 away. So Strider now with 4 strikeouts and 2 walks on the night will face Manny Machado. First pitch to Machado is a 99 mile an hour fastball right there at the knees on the plate. It's 0-1. Machado grounded out in the first. The 0-1 pitch just off the plate, 99 miles an hour. It's 1-1. San Diego Padres are looking forward to Thursday, where they will get Fernando Tatis off the PED suspension. The 1-1 pitch swung on and fouls it down the line. It's 1-2. He's hitting over 500 right now in AAA. Just absolutely scalding the ball. The 1-2 pitch from Strider. Right there at the knees. Did he go around? They're going to say he did not. Evening up the count at 2-2. Juan Soto stands on deck. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike three. Sit him down, and that'll end the inning. So Spencer Strider gets himself a 1-2-3. Murphy, Albies, and Grissom are coming to the plate.
We got like 5 minutes to get out of here. Nope, I don't want to go to prison. Ooh, I hope we're cellmates. That means we're prison married.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Why does Kenley Jansen wear the number 74? Jansen was one of the best closers of the 2010s, but things haven't always been good for Kenley. When he was 12, his father suffered a stroke and he couldn't work anymore. As a result, his mother Bernadette had to work day and night to support the family. She would tell Kenley and his siblings that everything was okay when they were actually in deep financial troubles. Kenley knew about the family's issues, so he promised her he would do everything he could to fix their problems. At the age of 17, Jansen was a catcher and he signed with the Dodgers. He had a good arm but was struggling at the plate, so the Dodgers turned him into a pitcher. In 2011, the Dodgers gave him a major league contract worth $416,000. With no hesitation, Kenley sent the money to his family back in Curacao in order to help pay off the home's mortgage. That house in Curacao is on Kaya Kokolishi 74, and Jansen wears the number 74 to honor his family and his roots.
You'll do anything to stay healthy, so isn't it time to think about your water? Aquasana water filters remove contaminants other filters don't, like lead, bacteria, viruses, and pesticides. Up to 99% of 88 contaminants, while leaving vital minerals you need like potassium, calcium, and magnesium. Visit waterfilter.com for pure, delicious water and the ultimate peace of mind. Aquasana, better water, better you.
In 1904, Waddell struck out 349 batters, a record for American League left-handers, but he was just too hard to handle. Though he was one of the greatest pitchers in baseball, his unreliability infuriated his teammates, and he was driven out of the big leagues and then out of the minors. Waddell contracted tuberculosis, helping victims of a flood, and died on April 1st, 1914, at the age of 37.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball. Please like and subscribe today, youtube.com/@Braves Country. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves will grab those sticks and head to the dish, and the first pitch on the way from Snell is down below the knees to Murphy. It's 1-0. Murphy walked his first time up, came around to score off the Kevin Pillar double. The 1-0 pitch to Murphy. Just right there at the knees. Good pitch by Snell. Changeup, 86 miles an hour. And it's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Kicks and fires in the dirt. Skipped dangerously close to Murphy. And it's 2-1. 2-1 delivery. Swung on, and that ball is hammered high. It's driven deep. It's going back. On the track. Jackpot over the wall. Light tower power for Sean Murphy. His 4th home run of the year. 421 happy feet, and it's 2-0 your Atlanta Braves. He absolutely belted that one. 108 miles an hour off the bat. This man is locked in right now. That'll bring Ozzie Albies to the plate, and Ozzie Albies will try to match that. First pitch misses low. It's 1-0. The 1-0 to Ozzie. High and inside. It's 2-0. Two-0 delivery to Ozzie. Swung on and fouled out of play. It's 2-1. He hit that. That ball was actually on the outer edge of the plate, but it was belt high, and he just hit it perfectly. The 2-1 pitch swung on and hit high, but not very deep into left field. Underneath it is Soto. He'll make the catch, and there's one away. So 1 out. Braves have 1 in. Here's the first pitch on the way to Grissom. It's down below the knees for a ball. Change up, and it's 1-0. Grissom's 1 for 1 with a single. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, and it's 1-1. Grissom now hitting .353 on the year, 2 RBI and .801 OPS. The 1-1 swung on and grounded hard over to third. Machado has it, flips it over to first, and there's quickly 2 away. That'll bring Kevin Pillar to the plate. Pillar 1 for 1 with a double and RBI. First pitch from Snell is swung on, and that ball is hammered into left field, and first going in, then going back on the track and making the catches. Soto, he almost misjudged that. That was almost trouble, but instead it'll end the inning. But not before the Braves put one on the board. It's 2-0. Your Atlanta Braves, the middle of the order for the Padres coming up.
What's the best part of being a Mets fan?
To be honest with you, like the character development, it really builds you for the rest of your life because it's such a miserable franchise. A lot of peaks and valleys with this team.
So if that's the best part, what's the worst part?
Probably May through September.
Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE. Braves Country today. Southern sports talk with the voice of Braves Country baseball, Mac Magee. Joined every day from sports analysts from all over Braves Country, talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays right here on WQEE.
Excuse me, what the hell's going on out here? Well, Nook's scared because his eyelids are jammed and his old man's here. We need a live, was it a live rooster? We need a live rooster to take the curse off Jose's glove, and nobody seems to know what to get Millie or Jimmy for their wedding present.
Today we're going to talk about crazy stats. BJ and Justin Upton both hit their 99th career home runs on the same day, July 20th, 2012. They would follow that up with their 100th career home run on the same day, August 3rd. In between the home runs, they both had 7 hits, 6 singles, and an extra base hit.
I love watching closely what I think is this psychological duel between the pitcher and the batter, as well as a physical duel, knowing that each one is anticipating what the other one is going to do and that one of them is going to win, one is going to lose. I mean, that's what's so wonderful about it. I mean, people who don't understand baseball think about, well, what is it? These 9 guys on the field. If you love it at that moment, it's just as exciting as a heavyweight boxing match. These 2 people are dueling each other. And with all of their memory of the other person, and the great pitchers and the great batters have studied the other person. That's what's so wonderful.
Braves Country HD. Welcome back. The first pitch on the way to Juan Soto from Strider's a fastball swung on it. Foul back out of play. It's 0-1. Strider quickly back to work. 0-1 on the way. Fouled back out of play. 0-2, 100 miles an hour from Strider. Spencer Strider at 55 pitches. The 0-2 pitch. Right there at the knees, and he did not call that a strike, and that is an absolute crime by Chad Whitson. That ball was at the knees. It was in the zone. It was over the plate. It was a beautiful pitch by Strider. Should have been a strikeout. The 1-2. Down below the knees in the dirt. It's 2-2. Shame on you, Chad Whitson, home plate umpire. That was a terrible call. The 2-2 from Strider. Swing and fouls it out of play 99 miles an hour on the outer edge. Just got a piece of it to stay alive. Do it again at 2-2. Clippers lead Phoenix 31-26 in the second quarter in the NBA playoffs. We'll hit the rest of the scoreboard here in a little bit. The 2-2 pitch. Way outside. Ball 3-2. I think the changeup just lost the grip on it. Strider quickly back to work. The 3-2 pitch right there at the knees. Should have been a strike. They're going to call that a ball too. So Chad Whitson is absolutely spitting the bit behind the home plate tonight. And he gifted Juan Soto a walk. Strider walks off the mound to kind of regain his composure. I'm sure he's ready to explode. So that'll bring Xander Bogaerts to the plate. Not what you want. The first pitch on the way to Bogaerts is a fastball at the knees, taken for a strike. It's 0-1. Xander Bogaerts 0 for 1 on the night with the strikeout. The 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Pulled the string on that one. Way out in front. It's 0-2. On deck is Carpenter in the hole Cronenworth. So you got lefty. Sean Murphy, his last 11 hits have all been for extra bases. How about that? Strider looks in. The 0-2 pitch off the plate wide did not go. It's 1-2. Pitch count a little high here for Strider. 63, nobody out here in the fourth. The 1-2 pitch inside hits Bogaerts right in the hand. See if he's okay. Jogs back towards the dugout. He appears to be okay. He's taking off his glove. Hit him right on the wrist, I think. Ball just sailed and tailed inside and hit him right there on the wrist, but he might have gotten lucky. It might have hit the batting glove, the padding. So he appears to be okay, but he is getting looked at by the trainer, so we'll see what they do here. And they are... I believe he's going to stay in. So that's good news for Bogaerts and the Padres because that would be a big, big blow to lose him. Obviously, no intent there. You didn't want to put runners on first and second, especially when you have 2 strikes on someone. But I'm sure he'll tell you that's not going to make it hurt any less. Strider throws so hard when that ball gets on you, there's just no way to get around it. So that'll bring Matt Carpenter to the plate. Ex-St. Louis Cardinal, ex-Yankee. First pitch is swing and a miss. Chase one well out of the zone. Down around the ankles, it's 0-1. Carpenter walked the first time up. The 0-1 from Strider. Down below the knees. Evens up the count at 1-1. Same pitch, same location. This time, Carpenter held off. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. Went fishing down below the ankles. They definitely have something working there where they believe Carpenter is going to chase out of the zone and down. The 1-2 pitch from Strider. He kicks and deals. Strike 3. Out in front. They went 4 consecutive sliders below the knees. 2 of them were well out of the zone and in the dirt. They'll ring them up for the strikeout. So a big out number 1 there, but that'll bring Cronenworth to the plate. Cronenworth, who's 0 for 1, takes the first pitch outside for a ball, 97 miles an hour. It's 1-0. Braves 2, Padres nothing. Bottom of the 4th. But a big threat here with runners on first and second. The 1-0 right there at the knees, 96 miles an hour. Evening up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Righty-lefty matchup. Strider kicks and deals off the plate, just misses. It's 2-1. Standing on deck for the Padres is Kim. in the hole, Odor. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and hammers it down the line, foul. It's 2-2. A worm burner that went just right of the first base bag. Strider asked for a new ball. So that'll reset the clock for a second. So you got runners on first and second, a 2-2 count, one away. Here's the windup and swung on and fouls it out of play. Do it again at 2-2. Started off the at bat with 4 consecutive fastballs, then tossed a slider in there, trying to get him out in front, but just got a piece of it to stay alive. Cronenworth asked for time, and he'll get it. And Cronenworth now back into the plate, and we're ready to go again. First and second, one away. A 2-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and hammers it down the line, but plenty foul. Good stop by the ball girl. It's 2-2. I don't know if the Padres could use her, but I guarantee you the Nationals could. The 2-2 count with 2 on, 1 away. Cronenworth. Righty-lefty matchup. Braves playing a bit of a shift. Here's the pitch swung on. That ball's hit high and deep into right field. Underneath it is Acuna. He's got it. He'll fire it into the infield, and the runners will stay put. A 1-hopper to the third base bag to Riley, and there's 2 away. Sometimes that man just looks damn good showing off his arm. That was one heck of a missile. So that'll bring Kim to the plate. Righty-righty matchup. Standing on deck, the left-handed Odor. First pitch is inside for a ball, 96 miles an hour. Just misses the dish. High and tight, and it's 1-0. Braves 2, Padres nothing. Bottom of the fourth, 2 out, 2 on. The 1-0 misses high and out of the zone. It's 2-0. Spencer Strider now at 77 pitches on the night. The 2-0 from Strider. He kicks and deals right there at the knees. Slider buckled him a bit, and it's 2-1. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball right in his kitchen. He couldn't catch up, but his hat came off. It's 2-2. Quick update out west. The LA Dodgers lead the Mets 2-0. That game is in the third. Clayton Kershaw going for his 200th career win. The 2-2 from Strider. Here's the windup and the pitch. He lets it go. Fastball on the outer edge. And that was a strike, and he blew another call. And this time Strider let him know about it, and I can't blame him. That was an unbelievably bad call. Chad Whitson. He needs to be DFA'd himself. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. So Whitson blew many calls, but the Braves get out of it. We'll be back in a flash. The bottom of the order coming to the plate.
Coming out of retirement for this one.
Whoa, what?
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't know who you are. You're about to get chlamydia.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Billy Wagner is possibly the best left-handed reliever of all time. Despite being a lefty, Wagner was born a natural righty. At the age of 7, he broke his right arm not once, but twice. While recovering, Billy learned to throw left-handed, and the rest is history. You might think that the St. Louis Cardinals are named after the bird, but that's not the case. In 1899, a reporter named Willie McHale overheard a woman talking about the, at the time, St. Louis Perfectos uniforms, saying that they were a lovely shade of cardinal. Fans liked the moniker Cardinals, and the name stuck.
Armchair.
Washington manager Joe Cantillon had received a report about a 19-year-old pitcher said to be tearing up the Idaho State League. This boy throws so fast you can't see him, the scout said, and he knows where he is throwing because if he didn't, there would be dead bodies all over Idaho. Walter Perry Johnson was a modest country boy from Humboldt, Kansas, with broad shoulders, long arms, and a curious motion that delivered the ball faster than any other pitcher had before him, and perhaps none has since. Still, he was cautious. Before signing up, he asked for a return ticket home, just in case things didn't work out back east. Things did work out. Johnson hurled the ball so fast that one batter left the box after 2 swings. The umpire told him he had a 3rd swing coming. "I know," he said, "and you can have the next one. It won't do me any good." "There's only one way to time Johnson's fastball," said Bertie McCree. "When you see the arm start forward, swing." Another batter simply shook his head. "You can't hit what you can't see."
In the words of the umpire, Billy Evans, said, "Was it hard to call a game that Walter Johnson was pitching?" And he said, "Well, it wasn't really that hard. They wouldn't second guess me because not only were my eyes closed, their eyes were closed too."
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The first pitch on the way to Marcell Ozuna is in the dirt. For ball, it's 1-0. Braves lead it 2-0. Off of a Pilar double and a Murphy homer. The 1-0 pitch swung on and fouled away. It's 1-1. Ozuna now batting .089. The 1-1 in the dirt. It's 2-1. Two-one delivery down below the knees. It's 3-1 to Ozuna. Standing on deck is Eli White. Charlie Morton on the hill tomorrow will have the game. 3-1 pitch high and out of the zone. Ball 4. And it's a walk to lead off the 5th inning. Good at bat by Marcell. 4:10 first pitch will come on 3 o'clock for the pregame show. Simulcasting on 99.1 FM WQEE Metro Atlanta. We'll be right here on Braves Country HD as well. First pitch on the way to Eli White is off the plate wide, and Snell all of a sudden can't find the zone. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch down below the knees, and it's 2-0. Snell's going to step off the mound for a second and talk to his infield. And I think, they're going to come out here and talk to him for a second. And the main conversation has to be, can you see the plate? Because he has not come close to the strike zone the last several pitches. He's only had 83 pitches, so I don't think fatigue is it. He must just be not finding the grip. Real quick on the scoreboard. Clippers lead the Suns by 7 late in the second quarter. In Major League Baseball, Diamondbacks held on to beat the Cardinals 8-7 in a wild affair. Rangers pound the Royals 12-2. We're back at it. And White digs in, and that is ball 3-0. Basically, same situation. He is not finding the strike zone right now. Eli White would have to be a fool to swing at any pitch until it hits the zone. The 3-0 from Snell. 1 on, nobody out. On the way, down below the knees, ball 4. And it's a 4-pitch walk. piggybacked off of the 5-pitch walk. And if you add that together, that's trouble. Runners on first and second, nobody out. And here comes the top of the order and Ronald Acuna Jr. Earlier tonight, Red Sox came back and beat the Twins in 10, 5-4. Orioles 1-0 over the Nationals. That's a final. First pitch on the way to Ronnie is down below the knees, and it's 1-0. Marlins held on to beat the Giants 4-2. Rays pound the Reds 10-0. Tigers 1-0 over the Guardians. In the second part of a doubleheader, the 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. Acuna swung at ball 2. That ball was way in the dirt. It's 1-1. Games going on right now. Dodgers lead the Mets 3-0. Mariners 4-3 over the Brewers. The 1-1 down below the knees. It's 2-1. So other than the one that Acuna swung well out of the strike zone for, he has not hit the plate, the strike zone, in about 12 pitches. The 1-1 pitch swung on and grounded as a 5-4-3 double play, and Acuna swung at a bad pitch, and there's 2 away. That was a changeup that was going to fall down below his knees on the inner half, and it would have been 3-1. Out by about a half step. So that will bring Matt Olson to the plate. The runner did make it to third, so if you got runner 90 feet away, Olson's going to try to find a way to get him in. The first pitch is off the plate wide. It's 1-0. 95-mile-an-hour fastball just missed. The 1-0 pitch. Kicks and deals. Just got him on the black. It's 1-1. Essentially the same pitch. This time it just hugged the inside of the zone. The 1-1 on the way. Down below the knees, it's 2-1. Standing on deck is Austin Riley. You do wonder if Snell will face Riley. The 2-1 pitch. Down below the knees, it's 3-1. So you got a 3-1 count to Olson. Snell now at 93 pitches, lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the windup and swing, and fouls it into the glove of Sullivan, and it's a full count now to Olson. Now they've tried to get him to chase the slider with 2 strikes earlier in the game. We'll see if they try to dial up the same thing. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. This time fastball, top shelf, and Olson was caught flat-footed. Good pitch by Snell to get out of it. So Braves threatened but failed to score. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. It's 2-0 Atlanta.
JD.
So's your face.
That doesn't even make any sense.
So's your face always makes sense.
JD, that's stupid.
So's your face. I'm on fire. Hello!
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Bob Feller was one of the best and most feared pitchers of all time, especially because of his fastball. As a teenager, Feller was already a famous prospect. At the age of 16, a scout offered Feller a contract of $1 and an autographed baseball, which Feller accepted.
And there's a drive, deep right field, long gone for McCann.
It's another big jack for B-Mac. And ladies and gentlemen, the most exciting 2 minutes in all the sports.
Hey, Braves Country. Braves Country HD is bringing you Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country comes to you every Tuesday night and Friday night, and 2 bonus games every week. Hi, I'm Mac Magee, and we'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch of your Atlanta Braves. It's free to listen. Please like and subscribe. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Braves Country Baseball, for the fans, by the fans.
Walter Johnson's record of 110 shutouts still stands. He once held the New York Highlanders scoreless 3 times in 4 days. And although he rarely had the backing from the Senators that he deserved, he managed to win 417 games over his career and to win 20 or more games for 10 successive seasons. The relentless velocity of his pitching won him the nickname Big Train.
Sometimes he's referred to as a legend. He isn't a legend. A legend, according to Webster, has yet to be proved. It's a bit mythical. There's nothing mythical about Walter Johnson. He existed and was probably the best pitcher of all time.
You're listening to Braves Country Baseball on Braves Country HD. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. First pitch on the way from Strider is a strike right there about letter high to Odor. It's 0-1. Spencer Strider, 81 pitches on the night. The 0-1 pitch, swing, and pops it up. That's a major league pop-up into right field. Camping under it, making a fair catch at about the 40 is Ron Acuna Jr., and there's one away. Clippers lead Phoenix 57-54. They're heading towards the half. If you missed it earlier, the Celtics took a 2-0 lead on the Cavs and on the Hawks, and the Cavs and Knicks are now tied at 1 game apiece. First pitch on the way, righty-lefty matchup, and the ball is swung on, hit hard over to second. Good backhanded stab by Ozzie. He'll flip it over to first, and he'll get the rookie Sullivan by a few steps. 4-3 put out if you're scoring at home. So Braves lead at 2-0. If Strider can get out of this one quick, because he faces the top of the lineup now, he might be out there for inning 6. First pitch on the way from Strider is an easy gas bullet, 97 miles an hour on the outer edge for a strike. It's 0-1. Grissom 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. The 0-1 fastball swung on and fouled back out of play up against the screen. Drops down harmlessly. It's 0-2. Cool night here in San Diego, California. 56 degrees. Supposed to have good weather again tomorrow, about 71 at first pitch. Asking for time real quick is Grisham, and he'll take it. And home plate umpire Whitson makes the motion to get back in, so here we go. The 0-2 pitch from Strider. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Yak 'em. And that'll end the inning. 99 right down Main Street. We'll head to break. Braves will come to the plate. Riley, Murphy, and Albies on the way.
I understand that we're not friends anymore. Okay, look, man, you brought this on yourself. I know I did, but that's no reason for me to suffer.
Make contact. A collective psychosis is sweeping the nation. We're in the thick of the haze craze, and Elysian is introducing an altered state of IPA. Contact Haze is a tangled chemistry of mild haze, low bitterness, and an explosion of hop aroma. This hazy IPA bursts with notes of bright raspberry, currant, citrus, guava, and passion fruit. Available in 6-pack cans in stores. And Make contact.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Why did Robin Ventura charge the mound against Nolan Ryan? Robin Ventura getting beaten by Nolan Ryan in a headlock is absolutely iconic. But why did Ventura think it was a good idea to go after Ryan? Pudge Rodriguez has gone on record saying that the White Sox and Rangers had bad blood for years, even as recently as the previous series between the two teams. The inning before the fight, White Sox pitcher Alex Fernandez plunked Ranger outfielder Juan Gonzalez. When Nolan Ryan got on the mound, he retaliated by hitting Robin Ventura. Ventura felt that it was intentional, so he decided to go for it. After the game, Nolan Ryan claimed innocence, saying, "I didn't expect that to happen. I was just trying to pitch him inside." Ventura, on the other hand, felt it was 100% intentional, saying, "If you don't think he did it on purpose, you don't know the game. I'm alright, he gave me a couple noogies, but that was about it."
New York writers were determined to make Christy Mathewson the best pitcher, the pitcher hero of all time. And in that sense, they were tended to ignore Walter Johnson. They couldn't do this because Walter Johnson surpassed Matheson in so many ways. If Walter Johnson were pitching for a team that had the winning percentage of Matheson's Giants, there would have been no contest.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Atlanta Braves lead it 2-0. And if you look at as Wilson's coming in for Blake Snell, right-hander Wilson, kicks and deals. And the first pitch misses inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 on the way. Off the plate and high. He's going to call that a strike. Whitson's all over the place. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Swing and fouls it back. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Riley. On the way, off the plate wide. Taken all the way. It's 2-2. Fastball misses. The 2-2 fouled out of play. We'll do it again at 2-2. I'm going to flash something up here without putting any kind of jinx on it. If you take a look at the San Diego run line, and we'll get it back to the live game score, you'll catch my drift on what's going on for the Braves. The 2-2 pitch. Swing, and that ball is rifled back up the middle, but it's a atom ball to the second baseman. Kim flips it over to first. And there's one away. So that'll bring Sean Murphy to plate. Sean Murphy, first pitch intercut for the strike, a wide strike inside. It's 0-1. Murphy 1 for 1 with the walk, a solo shot, 2 runs scored on the night. The 0-1 pitch on the way outside, 95 miles an hour off the edge. Well off the edge, off the cliff. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Right there below the knees, called for a low strike. Murphy can't believe it, especially considering some of the calls that Strider has not gotten. It's 1-2. The 1-2 to Murphy. Swing and lifted high and deep down the left field line, bending towards the foul line. Soto will make the catch in the corner. It's a loud out, number 2. So Murphy is set down. That'll bring Ozzie Albies, flip him around to the left side. Ozzie Albies is 0 for 2 with 2 flyouts. Now batting .243 on the year. First pitch to Ozzie. And he's first pitch swinging. And it is a lazy fly ball to left field. Underneath it is Soto. He'll make the catch, and that'll end the inning. An easy 1-2-3 inning. Strider will go back out there for inning number 6. We'll be back in a flash.
Billy, how come your socks aren't the same color?
I don't know, Brandy. How come your kids don't have the same last name?
Today we're going to talk about crazy stats. Warren Spahn, in his career, had 363 wins, 356 with the Braves, 4 with the Mets, and 3 with the Giants. Batting, he had 363 hits, 356 with the Braves, 4 with the Mets, and 3 with the Giants. How about the playoffs? He had 4 playoff wins, and you guessed it, 4 playoff hits.
You get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. So much, I'm going to have to speed things up. You can get the Farmers Signal app, and that could get you up to 15% off your auto policy. That's just for using the app and driving like the normal speed limited hearing, full stop making lane change signaling human being you are. Get a whole lot of something with Farmers Policy Perks. Start with a quote by calling 1-800-FARMERS.
Braves Country today. We're talking Southern sports. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays all over Braves Country. Talking college football, the NFL, Major League Baseball, and what's trending in the world of sports. Braves Country today. We go live 3 to 5 weekdays.
But for all Johnson's skill and speed, there was one hitter whom he could not seem to intimidate. A young Georgian playing for Detroit, who soon found a way to get hits off Johnson. Walter Johnson was a kindly man, the Georgian explained, and never really wanted to hurt anybody.
It was useless to try for more than a single off Johnson. You had to poke and try to meet the ball. If you swung, you were dead. After he told me he was afraid he might kill a hitter, I used to cheat. I'd crowd the plate till I was actually sticking my toes on it, knowing he'd be so timid that he'd pitch me wide. Then with 2 balls and no strikes, he'd ease one up to get one over. That's the Johnson pitch I hit. Ty Cobb.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The first pitch on the way from Strider is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch swung on by Machado, grounded over to short. Grissom has it, fires it over to first. Olsen has it, and there's one away. Braves 2, Padres nothing. Bottom of the 6th. That'll bring Juan Soto to the plate. Juan Soto digs in. The first pitch is a fastball on the outer edge. 99 miles an hour for a strike. Nice pitch by Strider. It's 0-1. Spencer Strider at 90 pitches on the night. The 0-1 pitch right there at the knees. Are you serious? He called that a ball. Wow. It's 1-1. Cue the 3 Blind Mice music. The 1-1 pitch. Right there at the knee, same spot. It's a strike. It's 1-2. Go figure. You can see Brian Snitker trying to keep his cool in the dugout. The 1-2 pitch in the dirt. It's 2-2. Now, if you realize what's going on without jinxing it, you wonder how long they'll let Strider come play in the game. The 2-2 pitch swung on, and that ball is rifled under the glove of Ozzie Albies, and it'll be the first base hit of the evening. An absolute rocket shot under his glove. Ozzie will probably tell you he probably should have made the play, but that would have been a really tough one. So Soto will stay at first, and the first base hit will make the decision much easier for Snitker going forward. So Soto stands on first, and now Bogarts comes to the plate representing the tying run. Braves lead at 2-0. 2 runs, 3 hits, no errors. San Diego's no runs, 1 hit, no errors. First pitch on the way, misses off the plate wide. It's 1-0. Kranitz is calling the bullpen. So there is action down there. The 1-0 pitch. Fastball. 96 miles an hour. It's 1-1. Yeah, Bill Miller was pretty bad last night, but I'm going to have to hand it to Whitson. This is a just awful job behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss, 97 mile an hour. Pumped it right past him. It's 1-2. The 1-2. Swung on and grounded over to third. Riley has it. It's a 5, 4, 3. Double play, and that'll end the inning. Great job of Strider getting out of it. That's his last pitch. What a night. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
I have never said that you are not good at what you do. It's just that what you do is not worth doing.
It all starts with just one thing. When recycling, rinse out jars and cans, and avoid recycling waxed paper or paper soiled with food. This will reduce recycling contamination. Find tips and more at onethingus.com. What's your one thing?
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. Before he retired, Kyle Seager was the active leader in games played without being in the postseason with 1,480 games. The new active leader is now Gene Segura with 1,230 games. The Oakland Athletics mascot is somewhat randomly an elephant, but there is a reason for that. In the early 1900s, New York Giants manager John McGraw told the Athletics owner that he had a white elephant on his hands. A white elephant is something that's not as valuable as the effort needed for it. Athletics manager Connie Mack heard this and decided to make an elephant the team's logo.
Choose a yogurt that's right for you. With 2 grams of sugar per 5.3 ounce serving, Too Good Greek yogurt is too good to be true. So Delicious dairy-free yogurt and Silk yogurt alternatives are delicious plant-based swaps you can enjoy by the spoon or add to recipes. Oikos 000 yogurt and Light and Fit yogurt are tasty, non-fat yogurt options. So many flavors, varieties, and possibilities. Elevate any recipe and your everyday with yogurt.
The greatest ball player of all time? I picked the Detroit man because he is, in my judgment, the most expert man of his profession and is able to respond better than any other ball player to any demand made upon him. He plays ball with his whole anatomy, his head, his arms, his hands, his legs, his feet. I have never seen a man who had his heart more centered in the sport than Cobb has when he's playing. I believe Cobb would continue to play ball if he were charged something for the privilege, and if the only spectator were the groundskeeper. Charles Comiskey.
Braves Country HD. Please like and subscribe today. YouTube.com @Braves Country. Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. Mac Magee here bringing you the action. We'll be back again tomorrow, 4:10 first pitch. And another pitching change. Nabil Krismet is on for the Padres, the right-hander, with the 10.13 ERA. Tosses the first pitch to Grissom outside wide. Curveball misses. It's 1-0. The 1-0 curveball right there at the knees. It's 1-1. One from Krismet. He throws another curveball. That one's down below the knees. 2-1. Two-one delivery. Check swing. Foul towards the dugout. It's 2-2. The 2-2 down below the knees. Good take by Vaughn. Full count now at 2-2. Braves lead it 3-2. Top of the 7th inning. Here's the pitch inside and hits Grissom. Grissom slams the bat down and heads towards first. If you're going to get hit by a pitch, a tailing curveball right there in the top of the back is about the best place you can choose. Actually, I think he might have actually caught it with his elbow guard. Seems to be more than okay. So Grissom grabs first. We got the leadoff runner on. If you missed the news earlier, Alex Wood, the ex-Atlanta Brave, he was injured in the game pitching for the Giants against the Marlins. Had to leave the game. No update yet on what's going on with Wood. First pitch on the way to Pilar. He tries to drop a bunt down, but bangs it foul off the plate. So an 0-1 count. Here in the top of the seventh, about time for turn back time. We'll try to squeeze that in. The 0-1 pitch, swing, and fouls it back. Is that going to stay in play? Bends out of behind home plate and into the crowd. It's 0-2. On this date in 1929, the New York Yankees become the second team to wear numbers on uniforms when rain postpones their opening day game, giving the Indians the distinction of being the first. The assignment numbers for the Yankees that day, the 0-2 pitch outside, misses wide. It's 1-2, curveball way outside. Earl Combs batting first with number 1, followed by Mark Kennick 2, Babe Ruth 3, Lou Gehrig 4. You get the idea. The 1-2 pitch, way outside, is a pitch out, and it's 2-2. All 9 players are put in the order, are giving the number in the order that they bat. Bill Dickey, as the 2-2 pitches in the dirt, it's 2-2. Grabowski is 8, Bengal is 9, and Bill Dickey is 10. 8 through 10 are all catchers. And that's how opening day was in 1929. The 3-2 pitch, fastball outer edge. They're going to say that was a wide strike call looking. They tried to fire down to first base to catch Grissom napping. Grissom was beat the throw back. Pilar couldn't believe it, though. He was heading down to first base. Nifty slide by Grissom to keep from getting tagged. But what's being missed on this as they continue to show the replay, that pitch was off the plate. So the first pitch on the way to Ozuna is down below the knees for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Marcel, swung on and banged foul. Curveball dragged. It's 0-2. On this date, 1939, the 5-year ban on broadcasting games by radio in New York by major league teams ends when Red Barber is hired away from the Reds to call Brooklyn's 7-3 loss to the Giants at Ebbets Field. The 0-2 pitch swung on and popped up. High fly ball. Camping under it is Soto, and there's 2 away. The Yankees, the 2 National League teams, agreed not to air games on radio, fearing the exposure would reduce the number of fans attending games. That was broken on this date in 1939 by the Dodgers. 11 years later, in Red Barber behind the mic, the legendary Red Barber. 11 years later to the date, Vin Scully starts his illustrious career, 67-year career with the Dodgers, right there in Brooklyn. Chris Matt fires it over to first to keep the runner at bay. So you got runners, you got a runner on first and 2 away, and Sam Hilliard comes in for Eli White. First pitch on the way to Hilliard is down below the knees for a ball. 1-0. And on this date, 1982, Joe Torre's Atlanta Braves set a National League record when they win their 11th straight game to start the season. The 1-0 to Hilliard. Swung on. That ball's rifled into right field, down for a base hit. 2 hopper right to Odor. Odor fires it into the infield. Good throw by Odor. There's runners on first and second with 2 away. I'm starting to think Odor should have been a shortstop or right fielder all these years. He's got an absolute cannon. Joe Torre's Braves on this date in 1982 set a National League record when they win their 11th straight game to start the season, beating the Astros at the Astrodome 6-5, the eventual NL West Division champs, finishing the year 89 and 73. They'll extend that mark to 13-0 2 days later, wins over the Reds at Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. First pitch on the way to Acuna's outside and low for a ball. It's 1-0. And that's your turn back time. The 1-0 to Acuna. Inside, curveball dipped. If you wanted it to hit him, he probably could have kept his leg out there, but I think Acuna wants to take a whack at this. It's 2-0. Charismat throws that slow curveball, then tries to keep you off balance with the high cheese. The 2-0 pitch swung on and grounded foul towards the third base line. And it's 2-1. 2 on, 2 out. Braves lead by 2. Acuna digs in on the 2-1, swung on, and that ball's grounded over to third. Machado's got it, flips it to second, and it's a 5-4 put out to Kim to end the inning. The Braves threaten but fail to score. We'll head to the bottom of the 7th. Get up and stretch, Braves country.
All right. I can't see you. Let me hear you. All one.
Casey was baseball mad, had the fever and had it bad. Just to root for the hometown crew every stew. Casey Blue. On a Saturday, her young beau called to see if she'd like to go to see a show, but Miss Kate said no. I'll tell you what you can do.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. I need some peanuts and cracker jacks. I don't care if I ever get back. Let me root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame. For it's 1, 2, 3, stretch around and be home again.
Casey saw all the games, knew the players by their first names, told the umpire he was wrong all along, good and strong. When the score was just 2-2, Casey knew what to do. Just to cheer up the boys he knew, he made the gang sing this song.
Take me out to the ball game. Take me out with the crowd. I don't care if I never get back. Root for the home team.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Atlanta Braves lead at 2-0. And we'll head to the bottom of the 7th, and Jesse Chavez will get the call. Chavez came in last night, and the first pitch on the way from Chavez to Carpenter is a strike right there at the knees. It's 0-1. Carpenter 0 for 1 with the walk in the second inning. The 0-1. Swing and a miss. Cutter zipped it right by him. It's 0-2. Jesse Chavez off to a great start this year. The 0-2 pitch down below the knees. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch just off the plate wide 2-2. 2-2 delivery from Jesse. Yak him right there. Strike 3. Cutter just danced on the inside and over the plate. Caught Carpenter looking, and there's one away. Nasty pitch by Chavez. Said this before, but his cutter it has a 2-seam action, and it almost dances back the way Maddox used to when it would start off the plate and then dance to the inside. The first pitch on the way to Cronenworth is right there for a strike, and it's 0-1. Quickly back to work. Jesse fires in the 0-1, and that ball is fouled down the line. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch. Did he go around? It was high cheese. They're going to say he held up. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch from Chavez. Swung on and grounded over to second. Ozzy's got to charge it. He'll fire it over to first and get him by about a step or so, and there's 2 away. Good defensive hustle by Ozzy Albies. Scooped it in his glove and transferred it over to his throwing hand and had him out by about a step. So that'll bring Kim to the plate, the number 7 hitter. He's 0 for 2. Righty-righty matchup. The first pitch is right there at the knees. Called for a strike. It's 0-1. Chavez really working fast. The 0-1 flips over the plate. Off the plate, it's 1-1. The 1-1 from Chavez dances inside for another strike. It's 1-2. Kim shakes his head. I don't think he's arguing with the call. I think he's arguing with what in the world is that ball doing. The 1-2 pitch from Jesse inside and hits Kim. He was absolutely cruising, and Kim gets bailed out by a hit by pitch. And that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Kim wears a lot of gear on his arm, so he's going to be fine. Jesse's upset with himself. He knows he had him on the ropes. That ball just danced inside on him and got away. So Rognan Odor comes to the plate representing the tying run. A lot of tension here. Braves lead by only 2. They've dominated the game, but have yet to really break it open, much like last night's game. The first pitch to Odor swung on a grounded foul hard down the first base line. It's 0-1. Rognan Odor, righty-lefty matchup. Jesse looks in, and he spins and deals it over to first to keep Kim close by. Well under the tag. We'll start it up again at 0-1. The 0-1. Swing and grounds it foul towards the first base dugout. Well out in front of it and over the top of it. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch from Jesse on the way inside almost clips Odor on the wrist. Thankfully, he did not. It's 1-2. The 1-2 to Odor. Cutter dances inside. Just misses the plate, evening up the count at 2-2. So a 2-2 count to Odor. Murphy sets up on the outside. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll sit him down. So Jesse Chavez got in a little bit of a situation, but got out of it. We'll head to the top of the 8th inning, needing some insurance runs. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Your feelings about going to Atlanta, no doubt it was your first preference.
Definitely. And Atlanta chose me, and I'm very pleased with that decision. I can't wait to get to town and get with them fans down there and pack them in there.
When Detroit took the other Sanders, I saw a big grin come across your face.
I was so happy but I was kind of scared. I thought Detroit was going to take me. I would ask for so much money that I had to put me on layaway.
Armchair.
Hey, Braves Country! Braves Country HD is bringing you Braves Country Baseball. Braves Country comes to you every Tuesday night and Friday night, and 2 bonus games every week. Hi, I'm Mac Magee, and we'll be bringing you play-by-play, pitch-by-pitch of your Atlanta Braves. It's free to listen. Please like and subscribe. YouTube.com/@Braves Country. Braves Country Baseball for the fans, by the fans.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. In 1992, Hall of Fame pitcher Hal Newhouser was a scout for the Astros. In that year's draft, the Astros had the number 1 pick, and Newhouser was dead set on getting a certain prospect. But the Astros went against Newhouser, and he was so upset that he quit his job. The player the Astros decided not to pick was Derek Jeter.
Baseball is a red-blooded sport for red-blooded men. It's no pink tea, and mollycoddles had better stay out. It's a struggle for supremacy, a survival of the fittest.
Ty Cobb liked sentimentality in his opponents because he had none himself. Baseball, he said, is something like a war.
Ty Cobb is one of the great natural forces of baseball. Testament to how far you can get simply through will. I don't think Ty Cobb had tremendous natural ability. I don't think he would be a great athlete today, but his intensity, his drive was unparalleled. Cobb was pursued by demons, and he took out all of his aggressions on the playing field. Everyone was his enemy.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The first pitch on the way is wide and outside to Matt Olson. It's 1-0. Chris Matt is back out there on the mound. 1-0 misses. It's 2-0. Chris Matt lobs the 2-0 up there, and it's a curveball in the dirt. Now 3-0. The 3-0 pitch on the way, just on the outer edge, called for a strike. It's 3-1. The 3-1 pitch. Off the plate wide, ball 4. And Matt Olson starts off the 8th inning with a leadoff walk, and Austin Riley's coming to the plate. Austin Riley, first pitch is inside for a ball, 84 miles an hour. Changeup, and it's 1-0. The 1-0 curveball right there, about belt high, inner cut. It's 1-1. One to Riley. Swing and a miss. Chase the curveball out of the zone. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Riley. Swung on and grounded foul towards the dugout. Do it again at 1-2. One-two pitch on the way. Inside. Taking for a ball. It's 2-2. Braves 2, Padres nothing. Top of the 8th, the 2-2 pitch, curveball way outside. It's 3-2. Tried to get Riley to chase that one. Seems that Krismat tries to get in front and then get you to chase that curveball down below your knees to ground out. The 3-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Pumped the hard stuff up and inside, and I think it caught Riley by surprise. There's one away. Pitch was a little inside, probably was ball 4. But you could tell Riley was kind of leaning out over the plate, so he was looking for something off speed. So that'll bring Sean Murphy to the plate. Murphy swings at the first pitch and hits it hard into the hole. It's in the 5-6 hole. And for the first time in 12 hits, Sean Murphy doesn't go extra bases. It's a 1-out single. Runners on first and second. And 1 away. Good hard hit ball, a worm burner. Padres going to come out here and talk to Chrismat, see if they're going to make a change. Ozzie Albies is due up. You wouldn't think that they would want to spin Ozzie around. He's much more deadly from the right side, but you never know. Quick update out in California. The other game going on of interest in California. New York Mets trail the Dodgers 3-0. Looks like they're going to keep Chrismat in. And everyone else will head back to the dugout and to their positions. So the first pitch on the way to Ozzie is off the plate wide. Curveball misses way outside the zone. It's 1-0. Ozzie's 0 for 3 with 3 flyouts. Be a good time for him to come through with a base hit. The 1-0 pitch in the dirt. Ball 2, 2-0. The 2-0 count, 2-0 your score. Here's the windup in pitch and the curveball way outside. Ball 3, 3-0. Vaughn Grissom stands on deck. The 3-0 pitch right there at the knees. Called for a strike. It's 3-1. 88-mile-an-hour fastball. The 3-1 to Ozzie. Swung on and missed. Chased the curveball just out of the zone. And he got a full count now to Ozzie Albies. The 3-2 pitch swung on and hit high and deep into center field, going back on the track over the wall. It's a 3-run home run by Ozzie Albies. That ball kind of lazily started moving along and then hopped over the wall at the last second. Grisham tried to make a catch, and it barely got over. Grisham crashed into the wall. Looks like he's okay, and your Atlanta Braves lead at 5-0. Barely yanked that out. I mean, he just gave it a ride. In fact, the runners were starting to tag up because they didn't think it was going to make it, and it just seeped over the wall. So 5-0 your score. Ozzie puts the big hat on as he hits the dugout. The first pitch to Grissom is fouled off. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Grissom swung on and dribbled in front of the plate. Sullivan has it, jumps on it, flips it to first, and it's a 2-1 put out. All smiles in the dugout as Ozzie Albies has broken this open. Hopefully the bullpen can now hold on. I think they're all amazed that ball made it over the wall. It really did not look like a home run swing. But he got enough air underneath it, and Grisham ran out of room. First pitch on the way to Pilar is well off the plate wide, and it's 1-0. The 1-0 swung on and hit high, but playable into left field. Camping underneath it, making the catch is Soto. So that'll end the inning, but not before your Atlanta Braves put 3 on the board via the Ozzie Albies home run jack. We'll be back in a flash. Braves lead at 5-0.
Well, you know I love my family. It's just sometimes I want to get in the car and run them all over.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. You might know MC Hammer as the rapper who made You Can't Touch This. As a teenager, he was a bat boy for the Oakland Athletics, and Reggie Jackson gave him the nickname Hammer. Jackson thought MC Hammer looked like Hank Aaron, whose nickname was Hammer and Hank. The Yankees currently have a no beards policy, but the Cincinnati Reds actually had a similar policy for around 30 years. In the late 1960s, General Manager Bob Howsam enforced a no facial hair policy in order to give the Reds a presentable look. But the policy ended in 1999 when the Reds traded for Greg Vaughn.
It's the 21st century, and there are just so many fun and exciting ways to lose your money. So many ways to make your life even more interesting with crippling financial burdens. Why not one more way? New in Canada, it's Solitaire, MMORPG. Play with yourself, online. See other people playing with themselves, online. Poverty Poker Online, now offering Solitaire. A new way to lose all your money, even your home, from the comfort of your own home.
He was born on a Georgia farm in 1886 and named Tyrus after the ancient city of Tyre that stubbornly refused to surrender to Alexander the Great. His father was distant, demanding, and nothing young Tyrus could do ever seemed to satisfy him. The tense, skinny boy took out his anger on the diamond. He left home at 17 to play in the minors in Alabama and Tennessee. His father warned him, "Don't come home a failure." That admonition, Cobb recalled, put more determination in me than he ever knew. My overwhelming need was to prove myself as a man.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. If you're just joining us, you missed it. Atlanta Braves just put 3 on the board. Ozzie Albies hit a 3-run blast to put Atlanta up 5-0. Hand it over to the back of the bullpen. Nick Anderson will get up onto the mound with a 2.35 ERA. Anderson, the right-hander, flips the first pitch in low for a ball to Sullivan. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch, high and wide. It's 2-0. Two-0 pitch, swung on and popped up. Looks like that's going to get out of play. Back behind home plate, it's 2-1. Nick Anderson, 32 years old, right-hander. The 2-1 pitch right there for a strike. Sullivan doesn't like it. 2-2. Right-hander Nick Anderson from Crosby, Minnesota. Played college ball at Mayville State and was drafted by the Brewers in 2012. The 2-2 pitch swung on and grounded to the man of the hour, Ozzie Albies. He'll grab it, flip it to first, and it's a 4-3 putout to start the 8th. Braves looking to win their 8th game in a row. Good news in Los Angeles, the Dodgers lead the Mets 3-0. So that'll bring Trent Grisham to the plate. Grisham 0 for 3, and he hammers the first pitch down the right field line into the corner. It's going to bounce off the wall. That'll be an easy stand-up double for Trent Grisham. A 1-out double to get trouble brewing here in the bottom of the 8th. took kind of a funny hop. The San Diego outfield wall kind of has some weird caroms to it. Cunha had to chase it around like a pinball. The first pitch on the way to Machado is swung on and rifled into the hole. It's going to get down for a base hit. Grisham's going to slam on the brakes at third. No need to run themselves out of a threat with Juan Soto coming to the plate. So big trouble. It's a pitch on the outer edge, and Machado just shot it towards right field. The Braves were playing a shift. So no chance for anyone to get that, as it was right in between first and second. Ozzie was just right of the second base bag. The first pitch on the way to Soto is down and out of the zone. It's 1-0. Braves lead by 5. But there's 2 on and 1 away. The 1-0 from Anderson. He fires it in. Ball is swung on and flipped over to Ozzie. Ozzie has it. He'll fire it to second, and it is a 4-6-3. Soto is barely going to beat the play. So the bad news is a run does score, but the good news is there's now 2 away and a big threat thwarted here in the bottom of the 8th. So the Braves lead at 5-1 now, and Xander Bogaerts comes to the plate. Bogaerts oh for 2, was hit by a pitch his last time up. The 1-0 pitch misses. And they're going to say that hit the zone. Curveball right there at the knees. It's 1-1. Bogaerts is from Aruba. The 1-1. Anderson spins and fires it over to first. Soto underneath the tag. We'll do it again at 1-1, 2 away. The 1-1 pitch to Bogaerts right there on the outer edge, 93 miles an hour, and it's 1-2. Bogaerts, 30 years old, 160 home runs in his career. The 1-2 down below the knees. It's 2-2. Curveball just missed. So a 2-2 count to Bogaerts. Carpenter on deck. Here's the windup in the pitch, and swung on, just got a piece of it to stay alive. Foul tipped it out of the glove of Murphy, and we'll do it again at 2-2. Braves Padres back at it tomorrow, 4:10 Eastern. We'll have the call. Here's the windup in the pitch, swung on and fouled back out of play. That one will go over the first base side, about 10 to 12 rows deep. We'll do it again at 2-2. We talked about this on the pregame show. I figured Kershaw was going to go out and have a good game going after 200th win. He is dealing. The 2-2 pitch swung on and popped up, and it's a lazy fly ball into left field. Underneath it is Pilar, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Padres finally get a run on the board and in the series. It's 5-1 Atlanta, top 9.
Doesn't know when he's being mean because the part of his brain that should know is getting a wedgie from the rest of his brain.
Here are some baseball facts that you might not have known. While warming up for a game in 1983, Yankees player Dave Winfield accidentally hit a bird with a ball. After the game, he was actually taken to a local police station and charged with animal cruelty. Fortunately for Winfield, charges were quickly dropped. In 1970, the Cardinals signed a catcher out of high school named Randy Poffo. He played in the minors for the Cardinals and the Reds for 4 years before quitting baseball. He instead pursued professional wrestling, where he became the legendary Macho Man Randy Savage.
G'day. Hi, it's Dean, calling from Cyprus.
Buongiorno, Dino.
My mate wants me to rub sun cream on his back.
Holy dooly. A delicate matter, but a burnt wingman is useless. So there are rules.
Okay.
Only put cream where he can't reach. Between his shoulder blades. The safe zone.
Anything else?
Whack it on thick, mate. Last thing you want to do is a second coat.
And remember, Dino, the following things are not permitted.
Eye contact.
Scented candles.
Power balance.
And do not apply if he's wearing budgie smugglers.
Are we all clear?
Crystal. Cheers, fellas.
No dramas.
Armchair.
Sale to a major league team seemed only weeks away, a sure sign of the success with which he hoped to win his father's favor. Then Cobb got a telegram. His father was dead, shotgunned. Cobb's own mother had shot him. Her husband thought she was having an affair, and when he tried to slip into her bedroom window at night to trap her with her lover, she shot him twice. Later, she said, she had mistaken him for a prowler. My father had his head blown off when I was 18 years old by a member of my own family, Cobb told a writer when he was an old man. I didn't get over that. I've never gotten over it. 3 weeks after his father was killed, on August 30th, 1905, Ty Cobb played his first game for the Detroit Tigers.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The first pitch on the way to Ozuna. It's called for a wide strike, and it's 0-1. New pitcher in for the Padres. The 0-1 misses outside. Evens up the count at 1-1. Reese Neer, 26-year-old right-hander from Manhasset, New York. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Over the top inside, it's 1-2. Neer was drafted by the Padres in 2018 out of Fordham. The 1-2 pitch off the plate evens up the count at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Ozuna. Swung on and grounded over to third. Machado has it. He'll flip it over to first. And Ozuna's out once again. There's one away. Marcell Ozuna now 0 for 3 on the night with 1 walk. Batting .085. That'll bring Sam Hilliard to the plate. Sam Hilliard in for Eli White earlier in the game. Took over at center field. He's batting .321. First pitch on the way to Sam is swung on and fouled back out of play. It's 0-1. You got to figure even when Michael Harris comes back, Sam has worked himself into some at-bats, some regular at-bats going forward. The 0-1 pitch. Off the plate wide, it's 1-1. Not only does he play very good defense, but batting over 300. The 1-1 pitch swung on, and he rips that into right field. Base hit. And Sam I Am is on base once again. 1 on, 1 out. The Braves got something cooking, try to extend this 5-1 lead. Put it on cruise control. Then get a few more runs heading to the 9th. That'll bring the top of the order back around. Here's Ronald Acuna Jr. And the first pitch to Ronnie is down below the knees. For a ball, it's 1-0. Acuna 0 for 4 with a strikeout, ground out, grounded into a double play and a fielder's choice. The 1-0 off the plate wide, 2-0. Change-up cutter to start the at-bat. Righty-righty matchup. Acuna batting .368 at .994 OPS. Here's the pitch down below the knees. Ball 3-0. Standing on deck, Matt Olson. 5-1 your score, top of the 9th inning. The windup, the kick, and the pitch down below the knees, and it is a ball. Ronald Acuna Jr. will take the free pass. We've got runners on first and second, one away. Big Matt Olson coming to the plate with a righty-lefty matchup. Meanwhile, in Tinseltown, the Dodgers lead the Mets 3-0. That game is in the 7th inning. First pitch on the way to Olson is swung on and hit high and deep, going back. Ram-a-lamma, ding-dong, zip, boom, bam. It's a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have blown this puppy wide open. 8-1 your score. Holy Toledo, did he hammer that ball. 440 happy feet out of the stadium, out of the state. Duck if you're in Tijuana, because you got a hot missile coming in. And the Braves lead at 8-1. Olson puts the big hat on. And it is a hat party in the dugout tonight with all the home runs. First pitch on the way. It's out of the zone for a ball to Riley. It's 1-0. Guess that's the hat trick. That's the third bomb of the night for the Atlanta Braves. The 1-0 pitch swung on, and that ball is belted high and deep, going back on the track at the wall. Grisham makes the catch right at the warning track, right at the wall, and there's a loud out and 2 away. So Braves lead at 8-1, and now Sean Murphy comes to the plate. Sean Murphy with a solo shot. First pitch on the way to Murphy's down below the knees, and it's 1-0. Mets are threatening in the 7th. They got runners on the corners. The 1-0 swung on and grounded over towards third, backhanding it and turning around, making the flip to first to get Murphy to end the inning. But not before Matt Olson goes yard. It's 8-1 Atlanta. We head to the bottom of the 9th to put a bow on this puppy.
I've been doing a lot of thinking.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't think we should see each other anymore.
No, it's fine. No problem. I'll meet somebody else.
Really?
Sure. See, things always even out for me. Anyway, it's been really nice dating you for a while. And, good luck.
Armchair Quarterback Radio. We cover the world of baseball from start to finish.
Baerga is 0 for 3. Left center field. Grissom on the run. The team of the 90s has its world championship. A liner off Nagy's glove into center field. The Florida Marlins have won the World Series. Changed a lifetime for the Weeksman College. 2-2 on the 9th, Game 7 of the World Series. Bases loaded. Florida, center field. The Diamondbacks are world champion. Red Sox fans have longed to hear it. The Boston Red Sox are world champions. In the air to left, well hit. What a team. What a ride. The Cardinals are world champs in 2011.
Armchair.
Today we're going to talk about crazy stats. On June 25th, 1976, in a doubleheader against the White Sox, Toby Harrah became the only shortstop ever to play every single inning of a doubleheader and not get a single ball hit to him.
Cobb's ferocity drove his team to the pennant in 1907 and himself to the batting championship of the American League. At 20 years and 10 months, Ty Cobb was the youngest man ever to win a big league batting title. He would win 7 more in a row, 12 in 13 years. He was, one writer said, a cyclone, a tornado, a typhoon, all rolled into one.
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. The Braves have broken it wide open. And they'll turn to Kirby Yates to shut the door. Kirby Yates, 4.76 ERA, 5.23 innings pitched. Yates needs to get 3 outs to win the series. We'll try to go for the sweep tomorrow if we can get 3 more outs tonight. So that'll bring up Matt Carpenter to the plate, and the first pitch of Carpenter is a 92-mile-an-hour fastball inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 pitch swung on and hit high. It's a can of corn in the infield. Underneath it is Ozzie. He'll make the one-handed grab. There's one away. Ozzie made the catch. Grissom was calling him off, which technically the shortstop is the captain of the infield. But Ozzie, after Grissom walked away, he did a motion where he just kicked at Grissom to get him onto his side of the field. First pitch on the way to Cronenworth is off the plate wide. It's for ball. It's 1-0. You gotta love Ozzie Albies. The 1-0 inside, ball 2, 2-0. Jake Cronenworth 0 for 3, 2 lineouts, a ground out, 3 for 19 against the Braves this season. The 2-0 pitch swung on and fouled back 93 miles an hour right down the heart of the plate. Kershaw had 9 strikeouts in that game tonight, in which he leads 3-0 heading to the bottom of the 7th. So they need 2 more innings to get him the 200th win. He also surpassed a couple of folks tonight with his 9 strikeouts and now has, I believe they said 22nd place all time. I might have misread that. It was kind of a blurb up there. So a 2-2 count to Cronenworth. Kirby Yates kicks and deals. Swung on. That ball's hit hard down the right field line. It's going to get into the corner for a double. Acuna retrieves it, gets it back in. A 1-out double for the Padres here in the bottom of the 9th. Bringing Ha-Seong Kim to the plate, who's 0 for 2, hit by a pitch, 2 strikeouts. So Kim 0 for 2, righty-righty matchup with Yates. The first pitch on the way fades across the seams and kisses the inside of the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. Starts him off with that splitter. The 0-1. Another splitter swung on and grounded foul. Essentially the same pitch. His splitter almost has 2 seam action where it kind of darts back in. So an 0-2 count to Kim. Runner on second. Braves lead at 8-1. Here's the pitch off the plate wide. It's 1-2. Braves Padres tomorrow. 4:10 first pitch. We'll bring you the pregame show 3 o'clock Eastern right here on Braves Country HD and WQEE 99.1 FM. 1-2 on the way in the dirt. And it's 2-2. Kirby Yates Kicks and deals the 2-2. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Ball pops out of the glove of Murphy, but it doesn't appear that Kim made contact with it. He heads back to the dugout, so it wasn't a foul tip. The ball just kind of popped into his glove and kind of snow coned out. Just 2 away. The Padres down to their last out. Rodney Odor comes to the plate batting 120 on the year. Righty-lefty matchup. The first pitch on the way to Odor is a 95-mile-an-hour fastball right down the heart of Main Street. Locomotive coming down the line for strike number 1. One of the harder pitches that we've seen from Yates. The 0-1 swung on and fouled back out of play. 95 again, and giving chase was Riley. I thought it was well out of play, but it ended up being a little closer than I thought. Still 4 rows back, but an interesting strike number 2. So the Padres now down to their final strike. Braves trying to win the series here, and we'll try to go for the sweep tomorrow. The 0-2. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll end the inning. That'll end the game. And that'll win the series for the Braves, along with tying the season series. Braves and Padres are now 3 apiece, so we'll go for the rubber match for the season series tomorrow. And you never know how that may play out. That might be very important down the line, because you never know about tiebreakers and whatnot. Tomorrow, it'll be Charlie Morton versus Nick Martinez. 4:10 first pitch. It'll be a 1 o'clock local game, so the shadows shouldn't be an issue early on. Time of this game ended up being 2 hours and 35 minutes, so a relatively quick game considering all the scoring. Getting the win tonight, Spencer Strider. And what a game he had. He goes to 2-0 on the year. 9 strikeouts, 3 walks. Jesse Chavez gets the hold. His 7th of the year. What a number that is. If you don't follow the holds number, that is a lot of holds this early in the year. Along with that, we had home runs from Murphy, Olson, and Albies. RBIs. Olson got 3. Ozzie got 3. Pilar got 1 with his double, and Murphy, of course, with his solo shot. The Braves win the game 8-1 in a game where it was hard fought, and we had to break it open at the final couple of innings. And Spencer Strider pitched a fine game as well. Update in Los Angeles, the Dodgers still lead it 3-0 in the bottom of the 7th. So hopefully that continues. And we will see you tomorrow, 3 o'clock Eastern pregame, 4:10 first pitch. We'll be right here on Braves Country HD, or if you're in the metro Atlanta area, you can hear us on 99.1 FM WQEE. For all the guys and gals behind Armchair Quarterback Radio and Braves Country HD, I'm Mac Magee. You have a great night, y'all. Braves win a big one in San Diego, 8-1 your final. Have a good night and chop on, Braves Country.
You're in Braves Country.
Goodbye, sweetheart. Well, it's time to go. We're back tomorrow with another show. Well, unless we're fired, we'll talk to you then. Goodbye, sweetheart. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Guys and gals, it's time to go. We'll see you on the next show.
Same bat time, same bat channel.
Thanks for listening to Braves Country Baseball. With Mac Magee, we're proud to bring you year number 3. Braves Country Baseball comes your way Tuesdays and Friday nights and 2 more bonus games for a total of 4 games a week. You can also catch Braves Country, our daily sports talk show. We go live 3 to 5, 99.1 FM WQEE, Metro Atlanta. Other CBS, ESPN, and independent affiliates nationwide, and simulcast on youtube.com/@BravesCountry. Find Braves Country HD today wherever you stream. Your first choice for Southern sports and the deepest bench in sports talk.
Something of the 5th of September. Something of the 5th of September. She said a lot that I can't remember. Something of the 5th. Can I get another cigarette, please? Can I get another cigarette, please? Yeah, I know I live to regret it. Just give me another cigarette, please. Can I get another cigarette, please?
You're listening to WQEE 99.1 FM, The Key in Noonan, Georgia, home of Braves Country with Mac Magee and the Armchair Quarterbacks, weekdays, 3 p.m. Eastern to 5 p.m. Eastern, right here on The Key and youtube.com/Braves Country.
It's the best in sports and entertainment, and get locked in and locked down with Rhino Radio Penitentiary, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. with your host, me, Ryan O'Neill, each and every morning, right here with the best in sports and entertainment, all the way from professional sports to college sports to River Dragons hockey and everything in between, including some of the very best local and national guests. It's the Rhino Radio Penitentiary, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Monday through Fridays, right here on 99.1 FM WQEE.
Lineup for yesterday by Ogden Ash. A is for Alex, the great Alexander. More goose eggs he pitched than a popular gander. B is for Bresnahan, back of the plate. The Cubs were his love and McGraw his hate. C is for Cobb, who grew spikes, not corn, and made all the basemen wish they weren't born. D is for Dean, the grammatical diz. When they asked who's the tops, said correctly I is. E is for Evers, his jaw in advance, never afraid to tinker with chance. F is for Fordham, and Frankie and Fish. I wish he were back with the Giants, I wish. G is for Gehrig, the pride of the stadium, his record pure gold, his courage pure radium. H is for Hornsby. When pitching to Raj, the pitcher would pitch, then the pitcher would dodge. I is for me, not a hard-hitting man, but an outstanding all-time, incurable fan. J is for Johnson, the big train in his prime, was so fast he could throw 3 strikes at a time. K is for Keeler, as fresh as green paint, the fastest and mostest to hit where they ain't. L is for LaHoy, whom Clevelanders love, Napoleon himself with glue in his glove. M is for Matty, who carried a charm in the form of an extra brain in his arm. N is for Newsom, Bobo's favorite Ken. You ask how he's here, he talked himself in. O is for Ott, of the restless right foot. When he leaned on the pellet stay put. P is for Plank, the arm of the A's. When he tangled with Matty, games lasted for days. Q is for Don Quixote, Cornelius Mack. Neither Yankees nor years can halt his attack. R is for Ruth, to tell you the truth. There's no more to be said Just R is for Ruth. S is for Speaker, swift center field tender. When the ball saw him coming, it yelled, I surrender. T is for Terry, the giant from Memphis, whose 400 average you can't overemphasize. U would be Ubel if Carl wore a cockney, but we say Hubble in baseball like football in Rockney. V is for Vance, the Dodgers' very own Dazzy. None of his rivals could throw as fast as he. W, Wagner, the bow-legged beauty, short, closed to all traffic with Honus on duty. X is the first of two X's in Fox, who was right behind Ruth with his powerful socks. Y is for Young, the magnificent sigh. People battled against him, but I never knew why. Z is for Zenith, the summit of fame. These men are up there. These men are the game. Lineup for yesterday, Ogden Ash, January 1949, Sport Magazine. Hey Braves fans, I'm Mac Magee with Braves Country. We'll be right here on the key all year long giving you Braves Country baseball, pitch by pitch, inning by inning of your Atlanta Braves. Make sure to catch Braves Country right here on the key. We go live 3 to 5, and we'll keep you up to date on the upcoming schedule for Braves Country. That's Braves Country HD and Braves Country Baseball right here on the key. Casey at the Bat by Ernest Lawrence Thayer. The outlook wasn't brilliant for the Mudville Nine that day. The score stood 4-2, but with one inning more to play. And when Cooney died at first and Barrows did the same, a pall-like silence fell upon the patrons of the game. A straggling few got up to go in deep despair. The rest clung to the hope which springs eternal in the human breast. They thought, if only Casey could but get a whack at that, we'd put up even money now with Casey at the bat. But Flynn preceded Casey, as did Jimmy Blake, and the former was a hoodoo, while the latter was a cake. So upon that stricken multitude, grim, melancholy sat, for there seemed but little chance of Casey getting to the bat. But Flynn let drive a single, to the wonderment of all, and Blake, the much despised, tore the cover off the ball. And when the dust had lifted and men saw what had occurred, there was Jimmy safe at second and Flynn a hugging third. Then from 5,000 throats and more rose a lusty yell. It rumbled through the valley, it rattled in the dell. It pounded on the mountain and recoiled upon the flat, for Casey, mighty Casey, was advancing to the bat. There was ease in Casey's manner as he stepped into his place. There was pride in Casey's bearing, and a smile lit Casey's face. And when responding to the cheers, he lightly doffed his hat. No stranger in the crowd could doubt 'twas Casey at the bat. 10,000 eyes were on him as he rubbed his hands with dirt. 5,000 tongues applauded when he wiped them on his shirt. Then while the writhing pitcher ground the ball into his hip, defiance flashed in Casey's eye, a sneer cooled Casey's lip. And now the leather-covered sphere came hurtling through the air, and Casey stood a-watching it in a haughty grandeur there. Closed by the sturdy batsman, the ball unheeded sped. That ain't my style, said Casey. Strike one, the umpire said. From the benches black with people, there went up a muffled roar, like the beating of a storm waves on a stern and distant shore. Kill him! Kill the umpire! Shouted someone on the stand, and it's likely they'd have killed him had not Casey raised his hand. With the smile of Christian charity, great Casey's visage shone. He stilled the rising tumult. He bade the game go on. He signaled to the pitcher, and once more the dun sphere flew. But Casey ignored it, and the umpire said, "Strike two!" "Fraud!" cried the maddened thousands, and echoed answered, "Fraud!" But one scornful look from Casey and the audience was awed. They saw his face grow stern and cold. They saw his muscles strain. And they knew that Casey wouldn't let that ball go by again. The sneer is from Casey's lip. His teeth are clenched in hate. He pounds with cruel violence his bat upon the plate. And now the pitcher holds the ball. And now he lets it go. And now the air is shattered by the force of Casey's blow. Oh, somewhere in the favored land, the sun is shining bright. The band is playing somewhere, and somewhere hearts are light. And somewhere men are laughing, and somewhere children shout. But there is no joy in Mudville. Mighty Casey has struck out. Casey at the Bat, Ernest Lawrence Thayer, published June 3rd, 1888. San Francisco Examiner. She can come up here.